What's up, everybody? My name is Aldo. Welcome to this special 30-minute pre-show for Bare Their Souls. I am joined by Zim Zimmerman. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready to come on, Steven. We started late because I screwed up and forgot to, again, for the second week in a row, forgot to send the link to somebody. Last week it was Mason. This week it's Sim. Getting old sucks. But we've got quite a show planned for you today. These first 30 minutes, I wanted to just talk to Zim because he and his family were in town last week. So I wanted to get an idea of how good of a time they had and talk a little bit about the experiences at Bears Camp and so forth. And then at the top of the hour, 9 o'clock Central, we will start our regular Bare Their Souls show. We'll play the open, and then Tooch will do his Bear State of Affairs. We'll talk football. We'll show clips and so forth. And then Fitz will join us at the top of the hour to review a brand new restaurant, a video that he posted on his YouTube channel. Zim is giving me the thumbs up, so let me bring him in now. Steven Zim Zimmerman, how are you, my friend?
Good evening. It's great to be back.
Man, you look fucking fabulous, and that camera really makes you look more handsome than you were when I saw you in person last week.
It's true. It's true. The camera does a lot of heavy lifting. That's for sure.
That is great. So as I told our audience, I got the chance to have dinner with you last week. We met in Evanston at a nice kind of Mexican fusion type place, and I got to meet your family. And so I asked you to send me a picture, and I think I loaded it. Let's see if I did. I probably have not yet. So, and I really screwed up.
Well, I feel bad. I wanted to take a picture, like not just for the show, but just because this is the second time we've met, and there's still no evidence that it's actually happened. So.
Was it just twice? The first time was at the Bears game tailgate?
I think it was just 2 times. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Amazing. Well, here's your beautiful family. Why don't you introduce them to us? If you want.
Sorry. No, I just had to shut the door real quick. Yeah. So those are my boys showing off their brand new hats.
Nice.
We went to Grandstand, and if you remember Grandstand at all,
sure.
We had the owners on the South Burbs Hitman back in the day. So we swung by there and we picked up hats for the whole family. That's where my wife and I got ours as well, that you can see in the other photo. But yeah, we took that photo at Navy Pier. You can see the Ferris wheel and the reflection of my sunglasses there with the gorgeous skyline behind us. That was surreal to look out at. And Grandstand had a great selection of hats and everything. My oldest got his White Sox hat. It's the Father's Day edition. He actually wanted the Mother's Day edition, but they didn't have them in his size, so he settled for the Father's Day edition instead. And also picked up a Bears hat while he was there too, that he was able to get signed by Staley while we were at training camp.
Mm-hmm. So. Well, I'll tell you, spending a night with you and your family was fantastic. The kids are just so much fun to talk to.
Yeah.
The youngest was so engaging right from the bat. He sat down and he and I started talking. And then your oldest was telling me about his baseball or sports career. Mm-hmm. Baseball. He plays a little baseball, and he's playing some football now too, right?
Correct. Yeah. Hasn't really settled on a position for anything yet, but he's long and lanky. So I'm kind of trying to push him to be like a pitcher and a cornerback, just, take advantage of his height a little bit. But, we'll see where he decides to settle. He likes to play all over the diamond and all over the field. Just as long as he's involved, he's happy. And the youngest has also started his sports career. He started playing t-ball last year. So, he's getting into it too. The boys both really just love to be outside and enjoying the outdoors. So I figured what better way than to put a ball in their hands and just let them go for it, I
love it. Love it. Absolutely. That's the way to do it. By the way, your wife is going to join us in a few minutes.
She should. It all depends on if my youngest decides to go to sleep or not.
Okay, I understand that.
She is more than willing to come on the show. You know, you mentioned we went to Chicago. It was her first time going, as well as the boys' first time going.
Mhm.
So I just thought she had a very unique perspective, especially considering most of our crew is either very familiar with the city or would be in the same position as her and going for the first time. I feel like there's not a lot of people that are like, you know, familiar with the city, but not on an intimate level. So I just thought it would be unique to get her perspective on it. She went to training camp with me as well. And, you know, her exact words were that she felt like it made her a fan going to see that whole experience. You coming
That
on?
is awesome. Is that little guy sleeping?
She's just rolled in and is debating joining us. So
I am not debating. I promise, sort of.
Oh, come on. How should we refer to her? There she is. How are you, beautiful?
push me out of the way.
Well, you want me over here? We could be creepy if you'd like.
Yeah, we could do it like
I'm
that.
okay.
That's better.
I'm good. It was a interesting day and after day at work, but it was good.
Oh, that damn job.
It's really not
I didn't
not
say
that bad
that.
anymore. It was worse, trust me.
Oh, so how are you?
We're good. We're happy to be
Yeah.
home, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What day? You get home on
drive to
Saturday?
Chicago is a lot shorter than the drive home. That's for sure.
Oh, wow. You got home Saturday, right?
Friday night.
Friday night. Okay. Well, I think this is a great opportunity for us to get to know Zim better is by talking to his wife, getting to know a little bit about his kids. Zim's now been on, this is your fourth show on Bear Their Souls since we made the announcement that you're a regular?
I don't even know, something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, keep track, all right? Because I don't do that. So when your anniversary comes along, you can remind me.
Well, that's it. It's been more than 4, but it's only been 4 since it's been official, I think. So
Yeah.
that's where the blurred line starts to happen.
All right. And tell us about your husband. Tell us, give away some secrets that we can make fun of him on the show. Because this is Bear Their Souls. It's a show about there he goes. What do you got for us?
To be clear, I don't know. Not. I'm a corny person. I don't have a lot of negative things to say about my husband.
Not to you guys, at least.
Only to you.
There's like the memes and stuff that are out there where they're like, sitting around a table with a bunch of girls as they all talk shit about their husbands and just sitting in the background like, mine's all right. He gets a bad attitude every once in a while. That's genetic. But
It's usually on Sundays.
I can't believe that you can't share one thing about him that irritates you.
He
Go ahead.
irritates me. He cleans his gauges with his ears, and that shit stinks.
Oh no,
that's gross. I don't like that. That's why I got rid of my gauges. What do you do that irritates me? I don't know. Sometimes you breathe every once in a while. You're breathing too loud or something.
Now you sound like my wife. Zim, what is it about your wife that sometimes crawls up your crawl, as they say?
Go for it.
It's her short fuse.
Okay.
For somebody
that annoys me.
For somebody who is so patient at times, she is also the most impatient woman in the world at others. So
I work with children for a living, so it is literally my job to be patient.
Yeah, right.
So I think that that fuse is burnt all day long, and then every once in a while, it's already burnt. So it just burns out at one point.
Well, that makes sense. So what was your favorite time besides having dinner with me when you were in Chicago? What was your favorite time?
That margarita was delicious. It went straight to my head. So
yeah, I wanted you to have a second one, but you wouldn't pull the trigger on it.
And tequila is my weakness. It's delicious. I could drink it like juice, and it doesn't end well.
Well, let me recommend this brand next time you buy a bottle of tequila. It's really darn good.
Nice.
It's actually might be a tinge too sweet for me.
Yeah, I like sweet.
Yeah, so I figured you'd really love that one. And 818 is because the guys who make that tequila, that's their area code, wherever that is. I think in California somewhere.
California.
Okay. Yeah.
Vanilla Ice taught me that.
Oh, there you go. So what was your favorite time in Chicago? What did you do?
It didn't fully scratch the itch, but I will say when we went to the beach on Saturday, so I'm a California girl, born in Southern California, love the smell of salt and water, but at least going to the beach, not being able to see land on the other side and getting in the water was a highlight for sure. And I also really enjoyed the Science and Industry Museum. That was, even though my kids were spazzing out the entire time they were there because there was so much to do and to look at. It was really cool.
Running from one exhibit to another, I bet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Literally.
So what about Bears camp? I understand that it's now easier for you to become a Bears fan based on your experience at Bears camp. Why is that?
I was thinking about it because he brought that up, that's kind of why he wanted me to come on, is because of that comment. Apparently it stuck with him. I don't know. It never felt awkward, never felt like anybody was there to put on a show. Everybody was really welcoming, even the fans, like even the side workers that were just there to kind of like watch and be helpful were
very friendly, right?
Oh yeah, very friendly. Seemed like they enjoyed their job. While our oldest son and him were off getting autographs, AJ and I were sitting in the grass, just eating on some French fries. And this was a family of 4 coming back from the practice field. Saw just somebody that holds the ropes for the cars and stuff. And they ran over and they're like, oh my gosh, it's our best friend. And even just somebody on the side like that was super involved and really talkative and welcoming to that family. And it was cool. It was a very laid back experience. Nobody was super salty with anybody. And like strangers were talking to strangers about what we were watching on the practice field. It was very much felt like a community more than just like a show.
Yeah, and it's weird because the way Bears fans treat each other on social media, you would kind of expect there to be a lot of, hey, fuck you, no, fuck you kind of stuff. But yet when you're there alongside all Bears fans, it is so cool. There's an energy about the team and a respect among Bears fans. It's very, very cool. Was there a particular player that stood out to you because he did something or looked a certain way?
What was number 20? Walker? Something
Jade
Walker.
Walker.
Yeah.
Jade Walker.
He was nice to watch.
6'3", runs a 4.43 40, so he's fast, tall, and he's
it seemed natural, that like any of his movements or anything seemed very natural. Obviously it was very natural watching Caleb Williams. I would have preferred to watch Justin Fields, but it's okay.
Oh, you're one of those, huh?
I am. In our household, we call him my boyfriend. So, it's he's my celebrity boyfriend. I have a soft spot for Fields. He's beautiful and he's humble, but Caleb's okay too. He was enjoyable to watch.
Okay, so are you going to be rooting for the Jets where Justin Fields is playing this season?
Probably not. Like, I'll root for Justin. I'll root for Justin to do well, but not them as a whole.
That's the perfect attitude for former Bears who go on to play somewhere else. Root for the player, but screw the team.
Never been a Jets fan, to be honest.
Outstanding. So what do the two of you, when the kids are asleep, what do the two of you like to do? Do you watch movies? Do you play cards? Please don't tell me you play cards.
Watch YouTube videos?
Yeah. we typically find, shows to watch. Either a lot of times it's stuff that we talk about here on the show, or, we find all kinds of different content to watch on YouTube. We're a big YouTube household just because, it's free entertainment and you can't beat free. And the way that it's being produced these days, it's got the same production value a lot of time as a high market TV show, but
it's instant gratification because I could be in the mood to watch anything and I can search it and I can find it. If I'm in the mood to watch music videos from the 90s or 2000s or whatever, like it's there. I am a big cooker. I like to cook. I like to learn new recipes. So
nice.
Like chefs that I watch. There's something I watch that's called People versus Food, or the other way around. I think it's People versus Food, and they just do like fun challenges and like the chefs make these beautiful meals, and it's just it's kind of like find your hobbies, watch your hobbies.
Yeah.
So.
I love that. Yeah, YouTube is one of the greatest inventions of whatever century it came out. I think it was last century. But there is such a, like you guys have been saying, there's such a wealth of information and cool videos. About an hour and a half ago, before the start of this special pre-show, I said, holy cow, I want to play the regular open at the top of the hour, but I need to, have an open for this little show. So I went to YouTube and just started grabbing the first clips that I did, and I edited this together. So if you missed the open, I'm going to play it again. Take a look at some of these clips. Did you like the dog taking shit in the water?
Yeah. I watch that often. We have two of them, and they make sure they find me from across the yard. They're taking care of their business just to make eye contact.
Yeah, my dog is 17 years old, and now he's gotten to the point where he doesn't even know he's taking a crap on the rug. He just. He's like my my great grandfather. He's just sitting on the corner like this, peeing and shitting and eating. That's it. So you have two dogs?
You've never shared that either. They don't even know we have. They know we have two kids.
Shared
we
that.
have two dogs. Okay.
Well, I wasn't paying attention. So. Tell me about the dogs.
We got a boy and a girl. I've had Charlie since he was about this big. He's an Australian Shepherd.
Oh, nice.
He's a good dog. He's an Australian Shepherd Border Collie mix, but he's a very, very good dog. We got Lucy when we moved to Iowa. She's an Australian Shepherd Hound mix. Her dad is my dad's dog. She's a good girl. She's my leech, though. She's can't do anything without. I can't do anything without her. That's her choice, though.
Yeah, that's how our dog used to be when he was a little younger. Always following my wife around the entire day, and crying when she left the house and stuff. Oh, I can't wait for that dog to die. No, I'm just kidding.
That's how dog. It's okay. He feels the same.
Really?
He's not a pet guy. I guess I could say that. That might be the one thing. I wish he was more of a pet guy, but. It's okay.
Why aren't you?
He loves
Zim?
me, so he loves the animal.
That's a good trade-off, right? I'm looking for that picture that you sent me, and I must have accidentally erased it. The one where you had short hair. It was at your wedding. The two of you were looking into each other's eyes, so in love. What a beautiful picture.
I was not.
It was during our first dance.
Tried.
I wasn't that drunk at the first dance. It was pretty much immediately after that.
So.
Oh, it was okay. I know the picture.
Yeah.
He had real short hair then.
Yeah.
So, and now it's about as long as yours. Which do you prefer?
I don't know if my hair's in the wrong position and I go to like wipe my ass.
Wow,
it's long hair. It's down there.
Look at that, Tim. You gonna try to catch up?
No.
I got maybe another like 2 to 3 inches before I say, all right, that's long enough, and I start either trimming it or cut it all off.
Are you gonna lose your superpowers when that happens?
It's not quite that one.
It's the black and white one. Oh man.
Oh wait, I don't know if you'll be able to see it.
Yeah, it'll focus in a second. Put it in the middle of the screen. So move a little to there you go.
There it goes.
There it is. Wow, you look great. I'm not looking at him at all.
Same. You way outclassed me at our wedding.
I did.
Well, I think every day she does. You have a very, very attractive wife, and I'm allowed to say that because my wife is not here.
We appreciate women together. Okay.
There you go. There you go. Sim is blushing a little.
He doesn't. He reminds me all the time. He doesn't know how he landed me. I do, because I'm a
tell us how that happened. How'd you guys meet?
I really like nerds.
Never considered Sim a nerd.
Very much so. He's
Bro,
a very big nerd.
Pokemon cards within arm's reach right now.
Literally.
GameCube hooked up. I could switch the camera input and we could be playing GameCube instead of watching me on the whatever we're doing. Like, yeah, no. I'm way into that shit. So
love it. So how'd you first meet?
I was a server at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen was hired and I was his trainer.
Mm.
We were both in other relationships.
Oh no.
Friends. We were strictly friends for many years after that. And then the planets aligned and we were single at the same time and decided to hang out during COVID. And
nice.
We've been together ever since.
I like it.
Yeah.
By the way, my wife has a bone to pick with you. She said when I told her what you said about Jennifer Lawrence, you're not a fan of Jennifer Lawrence, the famous movie star, because you allege that she ruined the relationship. My wife says that did not happen. That did not happen. That was a rumor based on a photograph where the two of them were kissing. And Jennifer Lawrence addressed it, saying that they never had a relationship. So she said she'd be willing to come on the show. And she said she'd be willing to come on the show and debate you about that.
I mean, like I have my little opinions on things like that, and then I leave it. It's celebrity lives. I got way more to worry about than that. Like that little bit of argument we had at dinner, that's as far as that goes. Celebrity lives are the least of my worries.
I hear you.
But see, I also enjoy watching the Hot Ones with Jennifer Lawrence. I will quote her. Like, I think she's funny, but I think she's also probably a homewrecker.
Yeah.
She's I don't know. She's just kind of raunchy sometimes, and that wouldn't surprise me.
Well, and wouldn't you say that Miley was not so much now?
Oh, Miley's just as raunchy, but
yeah.
She turned around and wrote a whole album about it.
So you think that album that she wrote had to do with Jennifer Lawrence and her ex?
Yes. That is probably the only thing I've done a little bit of like back reading on and like small knowledge on is her music video Flowers. It's in their home together, and like she talks about certain things within the songs within the house, and like that song very much had a meaning and a point on the day it was released. The clothes she was wearing, the dresses she was wearing, all of it. Very, very much. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. She made a point. She wanted to make a point.
Well, I'm going to listen to that album again and try to decipher what the lyrics are and look at it from that perspective. I'm a big fan of Jennifer Lawrence, of Miley Cyrus, and of you, So thank you very much for coming on and sharing thoughts. I hope this won't be the last time. I do want to tell our audience that starting next week, we are going to continue this start at 8:30, but we're going to do it with the new contributor to the bar room and then resume the Bear Their Soul show at 9 o'clock like we're going to do now. Any final words that you want to share with us?
If my father-in-law is watching, hi, I love you, miss you.
Oh, I love it. I love it. All right, everybody, let's start Bear Their Souls, and we always do it with this fancy opening. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Recap the game injury-wise. Smitty's the one, we alluded to with possibly having something serious, and it turns out that's going to be the case. He's going to be out for the season.
This is Bear Their Souls.
The following is rated TV MALSV. It contains strong language, violence, and nudity. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Can you shut the fuck up?
Speak.
Fuck!
Good boy.
If you and DJ had a baby, it would be Luther Burden.
Don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
I mean, we're being held accountable, and when you fuck up, excuse my language. There's a Chicago Bears podcast. Like most others.
To the end zone. Touchdown! Roma Dunze!
Three guys on the broadcast are a lot like brothers. This is Bear Their Souls. Uncensored and no controls.
Here they come.
This is Bear Their Souls.
Doors goes down in Bears territory.
With three likable labels. This is Bear Their Souls.
Pressure comes. Gets away from Van Ginkel. Still under pressure. Floats it down the sideline. And somehow Swift finds.
Let's go! This is Bear Their Souls. Uncensored and no control.
This is going to be intercepted.
This is Bear Their Souls. With three likable a-holes. This is Bear Their Souls. This is Bear Their Souls. Bear Their Souls.
Moore in for a Chicago touchdown. Oh, look at the pressure. That time it's Montez Sweat.
We have a lot of lofty goals. We're trying to win the Super Bowl. I've been growing
since Ben's been here.
We're going to be ready to go when it's time to go. We got some dogs on this team.
Being able to have guys that can play any type of role is just, exciting as a defense,
We got a damn good head coach here. A damn good head coach. I'm just telling you. I know what they look like. I've been around.
You have to pay the toll. You have to pay the price. It's a privilege to be on this defense.
Get ready now for Zim, the Tooch, and the Podfather Aldo Gandia.
Hey everybody, welcome to Bear Their Soulz. My name is Aldo Gandia, and thank you to everyone in the chat who is complimenting that open. I am in love with that open, I have to admit. The music is AI generated, but I had to do a lot of production. You can download separate tracks, the vocals, the music, and so forth. And so I manipulate things around to fit the imagery that I collected and either produced through AI or somehow, borrowed from the networks, the highlights and stuff. So that's what that's all about. I hope I've answered everybody's question. And Mr. Shorty has done his own open for the British Bears show. And so, guys, write it down. Check out the British Bears show. Their open and close are outstanding. Shorty sent me those videos, and I want to go back and listen to the entire show because Chris Watts and I'm drawing a blank on the co-host, Mr. Shorty, help me out, are just their conversations about the Bears are top notch. Now let's go on with the formal introductions here. Zim has already been on with his lovely wife, and let me get to Tooch. Tooch, welcome to your show.
That was the intro gets everybody fired up, man.
Oh man, I love that. Yeah. And and it's Suno, SUNO, and they've got a free trial program that you can go in and play around. I sent that over to the Willis twins, and they told me, yeah, that thing is addictive. You just don't want to stop trying new tracks and stuff. It is addictive and fun. Yeah. So, Tooch, how are you, my friend?
Doing all right, man. I'm getting ready for Farmageddon, Iowa State, Kansas State, and Dublin, Ireland.
Dublin, Ireland, really? Ooh, I didn't know they were playing there. That's outstanding.
Saturday, kicking off the college football season with the Cyclones.
I love it. That's this Saturday?
Yeah, 11 a.m. Saturday.
Wow. I've got something.
Good game. Yeah, number 18 Kansas State versus number 22 Iowa State. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh, on Sunday, by the way, I'm gonna play golf with fellow Bears podcasters, and Nick from the J Barroom Network, J Network. He invited a bunch of podcasters, and so I'll be playing golf for the first time in a few years. That'll be fun. Sim, how are you, brother? Are you over the nervousness of being on with your wife?
Oh, I'm great. I really enjoyed having her on. I was glad that she was willing to be so talkative. I didn't know how that was going to go, honestly. So I'm just glad that she was excited to be here. She probably already had the edge taken off from you guys getting to meet in person a few weeks back. And, I was hoping she'd have more to say about Chicago, honestly, but it is what it is. We had a great time there. It was her first time in the city, and my first time in a while back in the city, and it was just, I had such a blast, man. Yeah. I had such a blast. I've got 1,000,001 things to tell you guys about it, but
you made the right choice going to MSI.
Yeah. Well, we had our choice. We only had time to go to one museum, right? So we broke it all down, and we were like, all right, which one? It kind of came down to Field Museum or Science and Industry, because the planetarium feels like not enough for a day, but too much to it feels like too much, but not enough all at the same time. And then the same thing with the aquarium. And so we settled on either the Field Museum or the science and industry, and I literally looked up just which one's better for kids. Where are the kids going to have a better time? So we took them there, and they had a blast.
There's so much for kids.
Oh my goodness, it was so much fun.
Gigantic train set, the coal mine. Did you go down the coal mine?
We didn't know. So we only budgeted for one paid experience, and they have the Spider-Man exhibit there right now.
Okay.
So we went through the Spider-Man exhibit. Because those experiences are sweet, but they're also like $20 a person each, and
I
like
didn't
4
know
or 5
that.
of them.
Holy shit! When I
was
it
coal
younger,
mine's free. Maybe it isn't.
Yeah,
I thought it was free. Maybe
it was, but
it was. That's for sure.
But
the coal mine's
when
amazing.
we went, there was the coal mine, there was the blue, deep blue, whatever it is, the one about all the plastic in the oceans.
Yeah, the baby chicks. Did they see the baby chicks?
They weren't out, but
okay.
We live in farm town, Iowa, man. I go down to the hardware store and we can see baby chicks.
There you go.
And I do not mean that as an exaggeration. We literally go into our local hardware store.
World's second largest egg producer.
Yeah. So.
By the way, I got a quick apology to Dan Shortino. I mispronounced his name on a previous show. It's a Dan Sortino.
Shortino. Yep.
Okay.
Shortino.
Shortino. That's what I say. But he says it's Sortino, like Tooch just said. Either way, nobody gives a fuck how you pronounce your name. Oh man, good stuff. Zim, again, so glad to see you. One of the treats of my life now as I get older is just getting to spend some time together with people who I've made friendships with over the years and not spent a lot of time with, and that includes family members too. I got to start calling some of them.
I feel like I've grown up with you, Aldo. I mean, I was so young the first time we met, the first time I came on any of the shows, compared to now. I've got a wife and kids, and I'm taking them on family vacations instead of just flying out for a weekend and blacking out during a Bears game.
It's growing up before our eyes, Aldo.
Yes, indeed. How about that? And by the way, another compliment for your lovely wife. I can think the biggest compliment I could pay her is that if I was younger, I would be hitting on your wife.
Although you're doing that and you're not even younger, so it's fine.
Creepy old man. All right, we've got so much football talk
today. There was
today.
a Bears game Sunday night.
Yeah,
Aldo.
there was a
Bears
Bears game Sunday. Yeah. I think I remember seeing it. I can't tell after a couple of these Mexican beers. But
I tell you, I watched that whole game.
Yeah.
And I was getting yelled at left and right for it. Everybody keeps coming up to me. Steven, you're supposed to be working. We need your help. The kitchen's on fire. Come help. I'm like, no, the Bears are up 31-0.
Yeah.
And Ben Johnson's about to go.
Somehow you got to think that's not true, though.
That's hilarious. But it was a magnificent win, and the scrimmage, which I was at. I'll share a couple quick stories. I was at with Greg Gabriel, the game on Sunday, the signing of Tyson Bagent, outstanding, lots of news. And of course, the best way to get caught up on this is what this young man here wearing that Iowa State shirt. My daughter, by the way, went to Iowa, so she would be pissed off that you're wearing an Iowa State shirt.
I'll wear the Hawkeyes jersey when next time.
Thank you. Please.
I'm a traitor. I'm a Huskers fan. So.
Oh no, they're gonna have a tough year, by the way.
Oh, they really are. It's funny. We were looking. Go ahead and state of affairs. I can babble with you guys. It's been 2 weeks since I've gotten to talk to you.
I know you got a lot of babbling in you.
Oh my god, I'm so ready to go, guys. But dude, Bear state of affairs, man. I'm raring. I'm ready to go, man. I got to go through all my bookmark tweets for the week and uncheck all the ones that you talk about. All right. So
there you go. Let's start off this way.
It's time for John's Bears state of affairs. He got nothing but truth bombs about the Bears. He tells it like it is and always has, with no agenda, just a little pizza. Sit back, light it up, and crack open a beer. It's time for John's Bears State of Affairs. State of Affairs. It's time for John's Bears State of Affairs. State of Affairs. It's time for John's Bears State of Affairs. State of Affairs. It's time for John's Bears State of
All right. Yeah, there was a Bears game last Sunday. I'm going to tell you all about it. Bears State of Affairs. Bears 2025 preseason, week 3 now. What's happening, Barflies?
Yeah!
Ooh, yeah. All right. Well, the Bears now played 2 preseason games. Yeah, their first preseason game versus the Dolphins. That ended in a disappointing 24-24 tie. Yeah, that tie game versus the Dolphins. That game upset everyone. It caused all kinds of panic, Aldo.
That is correct.
Yeah. Yeah, Ben Johnson didn't get his first win. The Bears looked uncoordinated on both offense and defense. It was a middling and nondescript affair where the Caleb Williams haters labeled the Bears quarterback a bust, even though he didn't play in the game. But
Shut the fuck up.
But their second preseason game versus the Bills, yeah, that game was a bit different, Aldo.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Holy cow, did Gronk come up with that?
Gronk, it's Gronk. I gave him a grizzly eating a buffalo.
Yeah!
Yeah, this game, well, yeah, it was a Bears fan's wet dream. Yeah, a 38-0 pummeling of the preseason Super Bowl favorites, the Buffalo Bills.
Fucking moron. Bang! Bang! Come on, man. Bang! I'm not cutting in there.
That's going to be me getting punched on Sunday at that golf outing.
Let's hope not. Yeah, that was the Bears beating up on the Bills' third stringers. But hey, the Chicago Bears, well, they operated like a well-organized professional football team. Yeah, something Bears fans haven't seen in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And look, we all know it's a preseason. We all know the Bills didn't play their starters. Yeah, but please, let us have this moment.
Thank you.
Hallelujah. Can I get a bear down?
I love it.
Yeah, last Sunday night, it was like early Christmas for Bears fans, Aldo.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like I got to open my presents early. Yeah, Caleb played well. Yeah, he did his best to silence all the critics. Yeah, they were critical of him when he missed that net in practice, Aldo.
I know, it's so stupid.
Big
deal.
Yeah, said Caleb. I think it sets a tone for us as a team. I think it sets a tone for how we expect ourselves to play, go out there and perform. So, yeah, it was extremely important. You know, in his 2 offensive series, Williams was 6 for 10 for 107 yards, a touchdown, and a 103.6 passer rating.
Mm-hmm.
His preseason debut under his new head coach, Ben Johnson, comes after his best stretch of training camp, which included a joint practice with the Bills on Friday that Aldo and Greg Gabriel were there in attendance.
That's right, baby.
Yeah, said Johnson, quote, he's really been locked in. Talking about Caleb Williams. Anytime you're a young player, there's usually a couple of steps forward and 1 step back. And that's really been the story of this training camp. He and I have been really open and honest about it as we've gone through, and he's had some really good practices, and he had a couple where it's not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you have to really love the honesty and the transparency of this new coaching staff. Yeah, a brand new culture has been established at Hallis Hall. It's the Ben Johnson effect.
Love it.
That's a W.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah, this is a whole different team than the Bears have been used to. Yeah, the coaching staff this season versus last season, it's like night and day, Aldo.
That is the same lady, really?
I'm sorry. Yeah, the playbook, it's so much better. That's a real big boy offense. Yeah, the new Bears offense on Sunday night versus the Bills put up 38 points, 528 yards of offense, 31 first downs, and the team was 9 for 16 on third down. Man, if you told me before the game that the Bears would do that, I would never have believed you. Yeah! Yeah, but the Bears outgained the Bills by 348 yards. Not only that, but later we found out that Ben Johnson put up 38 points against the Bills with the, quote, dusted off old game plan.
Mm-hmm.
Let me break this down for you, Aldo.
Please do.
If Sunday night was a dusted off old game plan, I can't wait to see the regular season game plans.
We don't give a
No, the wrong one.
Ay, Dios mío.
That's the one, Heidi.
Yeah, Ben Johnson. He doesn't just design route combos to get guys open. He designs route combos to get yards after the catch. He creates zone conflicts. He uses motion to give his offense an advantage, even in blocking, and that's something fresh. Yeah, last season with the Lions, Ben Johnson used motion on 82.6% of their offensive plays. That was third most in the NFL. The Bears last season, well, they used motion 46.2% of their offensive plays. That was the fourth lowest rate in the NFL last season.
There were 3 teams worse. Holy shit.
Oh, my God.
I believe, yep. 3 teams worse than Shane Waldron. I can't believe it either. So, yeah, we saw the...
Stop laughing. Let the guy get through this.
And we saw the no block, no rock mantra in action 2.
Love it.
Yeah, the Bears scored 2 1-yard rushing touchdowns in the game, and both touchdowns featured blocks by rookie wide receiver Luther Burden. Yeah, Burden went in motion on the plays and delivered a crushing block on Bills safety Jordan Hancock to help get running back Ian Wheeler into the end zone. Yeah, you got to love that play design, man. You can't help but be excited about the direction of this offense.
Mm-hmm.
That's a W.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Bears fans, yeah, they've got to be happy about the quality of the Bears' new coaching staff. Yeah, Sunday night, the difference between this year's coaching staff and last year's coaching staff was glaringly obvious, Aldo.
Look at that. Even the people in the back row look upset.
Yeah. Yeah, there's really a new hard-ass sheriff in town, Aldo.
I love that. Did he really say that? I'm going to fuck you up?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm going to fuck you up. Yep, that's what he told Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, he's there. Amon-Ra said, I'm going to fuck you up. He said, I'm going to fuck you up. Yeah, well, Ben Johnson. With Ben Johnson, there really is a new hard-ass sheriff in town, Aldo.
It is.
Yeah, he's up 28-0, no smile, and he looks like he's not happy. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, here he is up 38-0, and he's still all business, Aldo.
Yeah, don't you love it?
Yeah. Not only that, Zim, it could have been 45-0, but Ben decided to show a little mercy and run off the clock at the end of the game.
That's right.
It was to keep the shutout intact.
Yeah, Ben Johnson's goal is to hang 35 points on teams every week. The Sunday night, he did his best to let the NFL know he's coming for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Yeah, the future looks bright, Bears fans, and that's Bears state of affairs, man.
Got no shot of getting back here.
Oops.
He told it like it is and always will. Listen next week to get an earful of whatever's happening with the Chicago Bears. It always happens here with John's State of Affairs. If you have to disagree, he's got a decree. Go fuck your fist, cause you're on his blacklist. You just heard the bare truth right here and now. John gave it to you straight cause he's got no sacred cows. If you have to disagree, he's got a decree. Go fuck your fist, cause you're on his blacklist. This was John's Bear State of Affairs.
I'm going to still make those "fuck your fist" T-shirts, and I'm going to send one to each of you, and you will wear them during the show.
Sure. You know what? It's so aggressive and it's so explicit, and it's perfect. I can't do better. It's perfect.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a new rendition of the Open, and we have to figure out that balance between not being too aggressive, but still including the phrase "fuck your fist."
But it's very good at the end of the state of affairs. Tooch really always ends it with a good emphasized point, and then to have it follow up with, and if you don't like it, fuck your fist.
True. That's why Zim is our musical director here at the Bear Their Soul Show. He's got good taste.
Do better than that, man.
That is so true. All right.
I didn't know what I was watching last Sunday, although I've never seen anything like it before in my life.
It was incredible, wasn't it?
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Ben Johnson looked across the sideline and said, "Hey, Sean McDermott, fuck your fist."
Indeed. Yep. That was just the execution by everyone. And then, you know how the naysayers are, well, in the second series, Caleb wasn't that good. It's like, come on, what is wrong with you people? So I
say Dan Weeder, we all know who it was.
Dan Weeder, who's now moved from the Chicago Tribune to the Athletic. And yeah, I think that's a prime job for him and allow him to do some different things. So listen, after Caleb's performance, I immediately wanted to hear what the national media was saying. So I selected some clips. Most of these were from YouTube. So, maybe one or two are national media, but most of them are podcasters sharing their thoughts. So here it is. It's 5 minutes long, guys.
There was a lot to like. There really was. There was a nice job from Caleb Williams playing with a little anticipation, a little capital A, a little lowercase a, moving the launch point, looking like he's super decisive, looking like he had the answers to the test, in command at the line of scrimmage, showing some nice touch, different types of throws. Overall, pretty impressive. Was it perfect? No. There were throws, out of structure. You maybe would like to see him have a better ball on. There were throws, where I'd love to see him trust his pass protection a little bit more. But again, fired up to see more.
I think the best thing a quarterback does is he makes the people around him better. And, you heard like the word of the week was rhythm. You saw him throwing on rhythm. He never had bad pass protection because the ball was out on time.
Caleb Williams last night, 86.6 passing grade, 6 for 10, and he looked confident, right? He would take his 3-step drops. He would take one hitch. He would throw the football. Everything was on time. And the biggest number that I had coming out of this game, 2.6 second average time to throw. Last year for the season, he was over 3 seconds. There was only one game last season where he had below a 2.6 second average time to throw.
Ball snapped, ball out of his hands. Ball snapped, ball out of his hands. You're like, holy shit. That was the biggest question mark because we know Caleb has the big arm. So the big explosive play to commit over the middle of the field, you see him throw the 90-mile-an-hour strike. But the key to playing at a high level, and Bears fans know this, do you know what Mitch Trubisky could not do? He could not layer a throw. He didn't have touch. And it was the reason a guy drafted really high. And listen, I'm just using him as an example because he played for the Bears. There are a ton of players that have been drafted high that struggle in the NFL that can't layer the throw. Over the linebacker, under the safety. And that is a way, if you're going to play quarterback in this league, you've got to be able to do it, especially in rapid speed. When, your first option's taken, he's your second option. Loveland coming across the middle of the field, and Caleb hit him in stride. I know the touchdown pass is like the sexiest play of the drive, but to me, that was the most important pass.
My jaw dropped to the floor. I thought he looked excellent.
Awesome.
I thought he was super decisive. And what's one thing that we didn't see from him at all? Now, granted, the touchdown was a Herculean individual effort by Zacchaeus that is probably not going to be a touchdown every single week, right? That said, I did not notice Caleb drifting. I did not notice Caleb doing too much. And I noticed that every single play, there was a sensible answer for him. There was a defense that was manipulated in a way that gave him a throw. And then when you combine that, and this is This is what the Chargers had been trying to find for Justin Herbert for so long, and I'm happy that Caleb Williams is getting it in year 2. When you combine that with his outlier arm strength, now you have an offense.
When I was asked on NFL Network what I wanted to see from Caleb, first thing I said is he was the most sacked quarterback when holding the ball for 4+ seconds.
Get rid of it.
Get the ball out of your hands. If you think back to last year's preseason when we seen Caleb Williams, everybody was, oh, this is what he can do. He ran around, spun back around, made a dynamic throw. He made an amazing play. And we said, this is why he's a #1 pick. Look at how amazing these plays he can make. That's cool, but that's few and far between. At this level, you have to take the snap, get your feet set, get the ball out your hand. This year, when he was out there, that's what we got to see. He wasn't running around. He wasn't trying to make any dynamic throws. He took the snap, dropped back, got his feet set, and delivered the pass. He was decisive with his throws, and you could see the growth, or you can see the maturity that he's had over the last year and what Ben Johnson can do with him in this offense. He threw some guys open, but these guys were like wide open. But these are looks and reads he might have missed last year. It was a lot of improvising. You know, we'll read as we go. You could tell this offense is very decisive, and he drew it up and said, "These are going to be your looks. If it's there, you throw it." There was one where Greg Olsen was talking about the outside linebacker, how that was Caleb's read, and if he sat down, okay, you throw it over the top. If he drops, you go to the next guy. The linebacker sat down, Caleb threw it over the top, we got a first down. That's what you want to see from Caleb. That's the growth you want to see, and that's what we did see.
We got no shot of getting back here.
Yeah, everyone is in love with Caleb now. A week ago, they were all worried about it. It's pretty fucking amazing, isn't it?
They're hiding him. They're hiding him. Yeah, they're hiding him from fucking doing what he did to Buffalo.
Thank you.
Hiding him from the other
coaching
team.
matters.
Can you imagine?
Now, do you think they'll flip if Caleb struggles a little bit against Kansas City?
Yes, but he won't.
Ooh, I love the confidence. Come on, Tooch, tell us.
I mean, the media sucks.
Yeah, indeed they do.
They probably will find something to criticize, of course.
Well,
Absolutely.
my wife used the word earlier on the show, instant gratification, right?
Mm-hmm.
In this instant gratification society that we have, that we've created, that we've cultivated, because frankly, it's convenient for all of us. Let's be honest. We all contribute to it.
Mm-hmm.
But in that instant gratification, they're all going for whatever gets them monetization that day. And what's going to do it is the hot take, the good hot take. And a good hot take when Caleb has a bad game, because let's be real, for as great as Bears fans are, we're kind of dumb. We all hop on bandwagons so fast. There's a reason that Vegas gives every free agent and possible trade candidate low odds. And it's so Bears fans will put a bunch of money on it and they can just collect it all. You know, there's a reason why these national pundits are so quick. It's a slow news day. You know what? I'm going to talk about Caleb Williams because we're all going to click on it and eat it all up. It's because we're so voracious as fans for this content, for this media, because we love our team so much. We're freaking meatballs about it. And we know we are. Like, we'll be the first to admit that we're meatball fans, but it's because we want it and we can't wait to eat it up. And so it's easy for them to feed to us. And so, yeah, it will be very easy for that narrative to flip if he has a poor game against the Chiefs on Friday. But at the same time, it is what it is. It's preseason. We all know what we're dealing with. You know, there was an interesting comment brought up on Hogan Johns earlier today, going back to Bears State of Affairs, where he's dusting off the playbook. Ben Johnson's dusting off the playbook and using stuff from years ago, right? Mm-hmm. Well, what's to stop Kansas City from just going back and, okay, now we know this. Let's just watch some Lions tape, because Andy Reid's a psychopath who would actually do something like that. Let's just watch some Lions tape so that we know how to throw out some counters for this week to build some confidence for our defensive guys, you know? So it would be totally normal for a regression quote unquote, to happen from Sunday to Friday. And of course, they're going to take it and run with it through week 1. And the Vikings will end up as a 1.5 favorites on, Monday Night Football to start the season. And that'll be what it is, because again, we're so voracious. We're so hungry to eat up anything this team gives us, because we're such loyal fans that we just take it and run with it.
Well, let's
the same
see
way that the media does.
Yeah. Well, let's see how voracious Tooch is. I saw today that it is plus 250 to bet on Caleb passing for over 4,000 yards.
Ooh.
Is that a bet that you would take, Tooch? You're the lead host of Weekend Sports Betting Tips, which returns on Fridays at 6 p.m. Central, followed by Willis Twin Towers. Tooch, tell us, you like that plus 250 for 4,000 plus passing yards?
Yeah, I do. Plus,
I think it's a no-brainer, right?
Plus 250 is nice. He had 3,500 last year. With,
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And now he's got an offensive genius, and he's got new players that can run after the catch. I mean, I think he's going to actually air balls. It's going to be 1,000, and then there's going to be another 3,500 or 4,000 with yards after the catch. I mean, that's a little bit of hyperbole there, but maybe not. I don't know about shit. I'm just talking shit here. But I am super stoked for that. All right, so I want to share.
Can I
go
as long as we're talking betting odds? One of the hot topics on Bears Twitter this week was Colson Loveland's season yardage, and Tooch, you don't have to answer it if this gives away something that you wanted to talk about either later on or on a different program. But I was just curious what your take was on Colson Loveland over under for the season at 550.5. I think it's a really good mark, and I hate that it's a really good mark.
Yeah, really.
I'm inclined to bet the over on it.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Also think
Since
that
17, he'd have to average like 35, 40 yards a game. That's pretty doable.
It's pretty doable, right? So, yeah, that's where I was at. I'm like 2 catches a game, roughly. I mean, he could realistically end the season at like 40 catches for 600 yards. And it wouldn't be a bust of a season by any means. Yeah. And that's not hard to do. That's a little more than 2 catches a game, a little more than 40 yards a game.
I like it. Somebody just said wins in playoffs over stats, but it's those stats that are going to propel the team into postseason play. It is the fact that Luther Burden will get over 600 yards pass receiving. It is the fact that Colston Loveland will get about 600 yards receiving, and add in another 600, 700, 800 from Cole Kmet. I mean, that's just some of the stats that I think are very, very, very doable. And I would aggressively, if I was a gambler, I'm not gambling anymore right now, but I might start based on
not gambling anymore right now. What a bunch of qualifiers on that.
Thank you for catching that. All right, this is Coach Ben Johnson talking about Caleb Williams.
What are we not understanding about why?
That's from last week. Fuck that. So today, it was a special day for quarterback Tyson Bagent. He signed a contract extension that will see him earn at least, I think, the guarantee is at $10 million. He got very emotional when he talked about what that money meant to him and his family.
You talked about your family being so important to you. What does this money for people beyond you in your household?
Yeah, I think that a lot of people don't know this, but my dad is he's my right hand man, and he didn't even have running water until he was in high school. So there's definitely a lot of things and people that I think I could certainly help with this gift I've been blessed with. But yeah, just little things like that. Like, I don't really know anybody back at home with any money, so. Yeah, it feels good. I mean, it's certainly a weight off my shoulders and my family's shoulders, and yeah, it definitely means a lot.
All right, Jeff Willis DM'd me after that and said dude, I'm crying too. No, it wasn't Jeff. It was Tim, his twin brother. But yeah, I could see why it is so emotional, and so many of these athletes who hit those big paydays, you got to look at it through their eyes. This is creating generational wealth for the guys who didn't have running water. Their parent didn't have running water until they were in high school. It's amazing. I'm so glad that he showed that vulnerability, and the guy is talented. He is going to be a starting quarterback somewhere in the future. Anyone disagree with that?
No, it's what I love about that whole thing. A tweet from Courtney Cronin. Again, I've got my bookmarks all listed here. Every show topic we're going to touch on tonight.
Nice.
But Courtney Cronin, put out a tweet earlier today about Tyson Bagent said he thought about the offer the Bears extended to him for about a week as he weighed his options about either going after his dream of being a starter or staying in Chicago. And his belief is not just in himself, but it's shared by Ben Johnson that he can be a starter in this league. But there's also a belief in Ben's system. And in that, there is a understanding of the window that's open for him right now, that he can go compete and chase a ring for another couple of years now being with the Bears. He's got 2 more years now. He's got this year and the next year and the next year to all go chase a ring with the Bears if that's what he wants to do, while still having a totally open window to go to a place like, a place with a history and a good coach where he could potentially win, like Tampa Bay or Los Angeles or Seattle. And the list goes on and on and on. If for whatever reason Jaden Daniels doesn't turn out to be the guy we all think he is after his rookie year, Washington's another place on that list for him. All these windows are open for him down the line to go be a starter, while also keeping a championship window open for himself right now. And I think that's a super unique position where he now gets to create that generational wealth. He gets to get what's his. He gets to turn 4 years of starting at a tiny D2 school in West Virginia into potentially $20 million. It was Shepherd. It's D2. And the only reason I know is because his final collegiate game was against Colorado School of Mines, which I used to live about 15 minutes away from. So I just happen to know the size of the stadiums he was playing in and the kind of competition he was playing against, because School of Mines is an engineering school, and he was playing against them in football for what that matters. I think it's a super cool and unique opportunity. I love that he's gotten it. And just before anybody else says it, I told y'all Caleb wasn't the guy, and this right here proves it. We got Tyson on a team-friendly deal. He's a better fit for the offense and for Ben Johnson. We can now trade Caleb because we've got Tyson on this team-friendly contract, and you can get some picks in return for him. So just to take that take out of the air and completely take the wind out of the sails on anybody trying to throw that out there. That's how ridiculous I think it is. Thank you, Tooch, for not entertaining it.
I like that he took the whole week to think about it and figure out what he was going to do. It's
love that.
A sign of maturity. And for him, it's a great chance to give back to his family. Aldo and I have been Bears fans for a long time, and we wait for these type of heartwarming stories. They don't come along. They don't come along as often as you'd like, but they do come around. But it is a great story.
But I do have to say this, and Zim, I had to load something for an upcoming segment that I forgot, of course. So I only caught about 60% of what you're saying. So if I'm repeating something you said, forgive me, please. But I do think that the signing does increase the trade value of Tyson Bagent, because now a quarterback hungry team is going to say, all right, we can get this guy for what? And he looks like he's starter ready, and he's got a contract where we know the exact amount that we'll be paying for the next 3-4 years. that to me is very, very attractive. If I'm a general manager looking for a quarterback with promise, because hell, you can't trade for the most part. You cannot trade for a top quarterback in this league. It's very, very hard. And for a quarterback in their prime or approaching their prime to be available in free agency is very, very difficult. This contract could be a way for Ryan Poles to increase his options. And if Ben Johnson is really a quarterback whisperer, and by every account he appears to be, then maybe he can take a guy like Reed, the current fourth string quarterback, and
he's got a really good arm.
I love that kid's arm.
Rocket arm, man. There's a lot of arm talent on that kid too. Going back to Bagent for 1 second, if I could.
Sure.
Bagent, he wasn't ready to go just yet, and it's great that he's got 2 more years to develop into a starter in this league. Maybe he buys himself a little bit of time until he's ready. And for the Bears, it allows them to invest in a player that maybe will be tradable, after this season, or they're tradable for a contract, or they could, maybe franchise tag him, or some kind of tender where they get something back from the player. Mm-hmm. He's worth more after 2 years, $5 million, and he's learned under Ben Johnson. So they're investing in their future. Bagent's investing in his future. So it's a win-win for both sides. And I could have seen Reed taking that place of Bagent being the backup. I think Reed has played well too. I do.
Reed has played very well, but I think that he's earned potentially that emergency quarterback role. He's for sure earned a spot on the practice squad. I wouldn't be surprised if some other team decided to take a flyer on him and add him as their backup quarterback, especially, the guys they just played last night, but on Sunday night, Mike White is clearly not, to me, he's clearly not an NFL caliber quarterback anymore. He might have been at one point had he been developed correctly, but he's the third string up in Buffalo now, but behind 2 very good guys. If they needed a third emergency quarterback, who would you rather have? Mike White, who's shown he's kind of fizzling out of the league, or Austin Reed, a second-year UDFA that could potentially still be on the rise?
And can I ask you guys a question?
Please.
Do the Bears have a tough decision between Keenum and Reed now?
Yes.
I think so too. I mean, I gotta decide. Do you keep Case Keenum for the season to help with Caleb's development and Bagent's development to some extent, or do you, and that would mean trying to cut Reed and sneaking him through waivers onto the practice squad, where he could be signed by someone else.
Right.
I'm just throwing something, as Aaron Current would say, I'm just throwing something to see it against the wall, see if it sticks.
Well, I do think that it's a possibility, but I don't think that we should expect too much. I mean, this is typical, Bears fans and other fans from teams do. There's somebody available for trade, Bijan Robinson. I see, a lot of people on social media, man, let's trade for Bijan Robinson or Brian Robinson, excuse me. And Alvin Kamara is another guy that's on the trade block. So, the whole Reed thing immediately becoming the second string quarterback, I don't know, man. I have a hard time seeing that. I think he's capable of becoming a really high quality NFL backup quarterback, but it might be a little too soon to depend on him.
He's got more arm talent than Bagent, I think.
Yeah.
Well,
and I like Bagent.
Let me just throw this one out there, right? We all three agree, and I think the majority of our fan base would agree, like Bagent was a good find, right? Mm-hmm. And Reed so far also seems to be a pretty good find as a UDFA.
Yep.
Meaning our general manager, who signed both of these guys, seems to have a pretty good eye for quarterback talent. Meaning if he chose to make Caleb Williams the starter here, for all of this posturing that we've been having over the last 2 years, he might have an idea of what he's doing with this whole thing and really is building this thing in the right direction. And, maybe this is just a preseason overreaction, or maybe we're starting to see the foundations really solidify in what could be an enduring legacy for Ryan Poles here. You know, I think that's actually something worth bringing up in this whole discussion is that Ryan Poles seems to have an eye for quarterback talent. He really does.
The Western Kentucky, that's a pass first offense. Their system, they throw the ball a ton.
Sure.
The Hilltoppers, that's where Reed went to not Andy Reid, Austin Reed.
No, absolutely. I totally understand. I mean, he took relatively safe options in that regard with a 4-year starter at Shepherd and a pass heavy guy in Western Kentucky. But at the same time, I mean, sometimes safe is good. It's what he did when he selected Caleb Williams with the number 1 overall pick. It was effectively the safe choice. Yeah. So I don't know. I think Bagent's in a really good position now. I think the Bears are in a really good position if somebody wants to trade for him as well. Because I mean, if you're looking at strictly contract now, you know, Caleb Williams, the guy he replaced, Justin Fields, just signed a $40 million contract for a big ass roll of the dice. Let's be completely honest. Yeah. 2 seasons, $30 million guaranteed. That's a massive dice roll there. Yeah. I was just looking at some other guys there and what their overall salaries are. Sam Darnold just got a $13 million contract as well. I mean, we're looking at half of that. If you want to go trade a 4th round pick, the Bears might take a 3rd round pick. The Bears might take from a super desperate team who really just needs a quarterback, you know, in a Teddy Bridgewater type situation where it's like, oh my God, something just happened. We have to fix this right now. You know?
I think the value between keeping Case Keenum as sort of a mentor or keeping Austin Reed as a playable chip in the future.
Yeah. Case is got $900,000 when he signed the contract, and it's a $2.25 million contract. Not a lot of money for a third string quarterback. Maybe it is a lot of money. I don't know, but there is a possibility they may drop Case Keenum and then re-sign him in week 2 for a lesser contract. Now, Greg Gabriel thinks that the Bears are likely not to do that to this particular veteran because he's such a nice guy. It might not be a good PR move. J2K, by the way, is asking, did they give Bagent that new contract because of his performance against the Bills, or was this planned a while ago? It was planned.
Yeah, it was planned a while ago.
So, and I think he said he was approached almost 2 weeks ago, and he took that time to think about it. So the Bears have had Tyson in high esteem for quite some time. Ben Johnson said it in his press conference. Basically, when he walked in the door, they told him this Bagent kid is special. You know, great student, great teammate, blah blah blah, and he's not gonna wow you with his arm strength, but he is going to wow you with his decision making and his mechanics and his thirst to be great. Yeah, the athletic.
Ben Johnson said no one works harder than Bagent in the building. No one works harder. No player works harder than him.
I also just want to point out that in Poles' time here, about this time every year, 2nd to 3rd week of August, he has extended somebody every single season that he's been with the Bears. Last year it was DJ Moore. You know, this is the time frame that he goes for extensions, and you know they've got a board in his office of extension candidates and who they're looking at and who they're kind of not really thinking about re-signing, which it kind of seems like maybe Jaquan Brisker was in that camp. They're going to let him play the season and not re-sign him at the moment, but maybe he can earn it later down the line, which we've seen in years past. The Bears will do it during season.
What do you think about this? Kwani posts on X about an hour after the contract, and he posts, "Can't believe they turned their back on me." So is he referring to the Bagent?
He is not. He is not.
Tell me
I
why.
have a response to this.
Oh, awesome.
Let me find it.
I like it when my guys show up prepared, more prepared than me. I'm forgetting to send them shit and stuff.
Bill Zimmerman quoted out. You tweeted. Hang on. Let me find the whole exchange. There's a whole exchange here. between
we're
Jaquan
waiting.
Brisker.
We're waiting. and while
There
we're
we go.
waiting, while we're waiting, pretend you're still looking through it.
Yeah.
Okay, guys and girls, if you like what you see, give us a like, press the bell, and subscribe. Thank you, sweetie pies.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
So Bill Zimmerman tweeted out, quote tweeted this and said, "Sounds like someone was hoping for an extension and isn't getting one." Jaquan Brisker responded himself and said, "Not even close."
Love it.
Bill Zimmerman says, "Bad timing. Hope I'm wrong. Hope 2025 is your best yet." Jaquan responded with just a tweet. "Don't know what made it bad timing. Definitely appreciate it." Bill Zimmerman decided to return and point out, you tweeted that 2 minutes after the Bagent contract extension was reported. Came across to me and others that somebody else was getting new paper and you hadn't yet. Jaquan says, "Oh shit, nope, just found out right after practice. Bagent's my guy and that's major. Never would have looked like that towards my teammates."
Well, I'm glad that Zimmerman and Quan had that exchange. Do you believe Jaquan Brisker? Guys, go ahead and chat. Let me know. Do you guys believe that it was just a coincidence that he sent that out? Or do you think that there is a little animosity and he would love to get that contract extension before the season starts? Go ahead, Tooch.
Man, it's all speculation. I mean, Kyler Gordon got a contract. Tyson Bagent got a contract. I mean, Zimmerman was reading between the lines. Kind of, it's fair to assume. I don't know. I mean, look, Brisker, he's been outspoken in the past, so it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, he has been. I mean, if I was his buddy, I would say, dude, get off social media or only post stuff that is like super positive news, like you're getting married or something like that. Go ahead, Zim. What do you think?
Speaking of getting married, Bagent's expecting too. We found out today.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, his wife is expecting, not him.
Are they married?
Or his partner?
Yeah, okay. I
His
didn't know he
mama
was
or his
married
wife
when
or
he
fiance
said that.
I don't know either, but he's going to be a dad too.
Good for him.
Maybe that factored into his decision making.
I think that's a good point, bro. Because you never know. You can go out to practice, break a leg, and never play again, and you would have been missing out on $10 million.
And that's where I really commend him. As much as you want to be a starter, like that's still $10 million, man. What would any of us do with $10 million in the bank right now, or 2 years from now? That's life-changing money. It really is. And I'm so glad that he got it and that he took it. And I really hope, to be completely frank with you guys, I hope he doesn't see a single snap for the next 2 years. And he just gets to sit there and collect that money and then go get another deal in 2 years.
I'd like to see him take the snaps when we're up 45-0 Zim.
That's fair.
Right, Aldo?
At the beginning of the fourth quarter, right?
Let's see him kneel out some. But you know what I mean? Like, let's see him get his money and enjoy it and not have to risk his body. And Caleb's out there slinging it and they're winning games. But no, to bring it all back, I lost my thunder. I lost my train of thought, guys.
That's all right. I do that about every 8.6 minutes.
Speaking of points, DJ Moore said he wasn't sure if the Bears scored enough points against the Bills to make Ben Johnson happy. I meant to put that in Bears State of Affairs. I just forgot. There was so much going on.
Can you repeat that again? Who said that?
DJ Moore. He said he wasn't sure that the Bears scored enough points to make Ben Johnson happy.
You're goddamn right.
I genuinely think he let off the gas at the end of the game to preserve the shutout. I really do. I think he values defense just as much as offense, which is something that was overlooked in his initial signing to Chicago. But I think he wanted to be able to point to that defensive room and say, "Goose egg, boys.
Yeah,
you fucking did it. How often does this happen? And you just did it." Everyone gets a pat on the back today, or whatever it is. Like it's a very Eberflusian sort of idea to want to reward them for doing well in not say, yeah, and not to expect
There he
more
is.
from them, but at the same time, at this time of year, like that's a huge win for these guys, especially these guys. I mean, as shitty as it is to say, like Sunday was somebody's last game, you know, and that's the reality of this time of year. Like some of these guys will never step on a football field again, and they just got to hang a goose egg in the NFL, and that's massive. You know, that's so big. And for him to recognize it and to take the opportunity and to say, look, offense, 38's great. I expected 50. But for him to look at defense and say, that's the best you can do. 0. That's it. Congrats, boys.
I mean, Steven, we understand. We don't want to get too high in the sky on one preseason game, but
right.
I mean,
It's more so taking the victories where they come, you know?
Yep. But like I said, in Bears State of Affairs, man, please let us have this moment, you know, this hallelujah.
I'm with you.
Right?
It was like when I put those clips together to get media reaction on Caleb, I was afraid as to what I was going to find. I thought that I was going to run into some assholes like Colin Cowherd, you know, denigrating the quality of the victory. But you know, even those people who pointed out, oh, it's the second stringers and stuff like that, even those people like reluctantly said, yeah, that was pretty much an ass kicking. Who was it? One of you two guys sent me a freeze frame of a Buffalo guy saying they beat the shit out of us.
No, that is not what it says. It says, and I quote, they beaten the fuck out of us.
Now, where did you find that? Is that like from Hard Knocks? Because
that was on Hard Knocks.
I missed it last night. I must have blinked.
My God.
Yeah. Is my wife coming over and talking to me while I'm watching Hard Knocks? Is a no.
I haven't watched it yet.
I haven't watched that episode yet.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good. It's a good one. It's a definite must watch because the last half hour is about the scrimmage and about the game. But I'll tell you one thing, how they presented the scrimmage made it seem like they beat the shit out of the Bears, which was not the case at all. Was not the case. And so some clever editing there to make the Buffalo Bills ownership happy, but they could not hide from the truth. We beat the shit out of them on prime time, and they showed it on Hard Knocks.
If you look at the preseason Super Bowl favorite odds, the Bills are number one.
Is that right?
They should be. Top, honestly.
Yeah. I mean,
it's a good team, and they didn't play a whole lot of starters. I believe, I know their free safety was a starter. I think some of their other defensive players were starters. I don't think Joey Bosa played in the game. He played a lot at practice. But yeah, I don't think a whole lot of starters played for the Bills at all, which should absolutely be noted here.
Yeah, it's true. But Greg Gabriel pointed out, and I think he's accurate, pretty much accurate on this. He says everybody that was on the field against the Bears in those first two series against Caleb, they're going to be on the squad.
Yes.
You know, and so.
And the free safety. Again, I point out the free safety specifically because he made a couple tackles and he also got beat on a couple tackles where that he should have made. A lot of people were pointing out, you know, hey, an NFL free safety makes this tackle and really fucks this guy up. Well, that is an NFL free safety, actually. So please keep your comments to yourself.
Thank you. And the other thing, you know, is okay. So Andrew Billings comes in and gets a sack, and he does it as a second stringer. Why? Because he is. You know, it's going to be Jervon Dexter and Grady Jarrett. And if it's Billings and Jarrett, then we've got Jervon Dexter coming out of the bench
or off the edge.
Right. So the depth is there. Let me see. I'm leading up to a really good soundbite I had from Dennis Allen. This is Dennis Allen talking about the defensive line depth.
The thing about the defensive line position, it's probably the one position on defense where, you know, everybody plays. Everybody's in the rotation. And I think the more quality depth that we can have at the defensive line position keep 4 fresh bodies out there as much as we possibly can. That helps you when you get late in the game and in the fourth quarter, and in particular, you start defending these 2-minute drives. Being able to keep fresh rushers on the field, I think, is important.
Dennis and Chris Williams, what do you like about seeing him so far?
Yeah, look, I think he's continued to improve. I mean, the fundamentals and the technique that we're teaching, I see him improving in those areas. And for a guy that's, a smaller bodied player inside, it's even more important, those fundamentals and technique, to be able to execute those at a high level. And so I've seen him, really take to the things that we're teaching in that regard. And so therefore I've seen him, continue to improve.
Now, that question about Chris Williams was a follow-up because earlier than I picked it up in that interview, Dennis Allen volunteered the fact, and Chris Williams, too, has been playing really good. When he was asked about the Dexter Jarrett Billings combination, he volunteered that Chris Williams has been playing well. So I'll be honest with you, it's for me, sometimes it's hard to study the line unless I'm watching the all 22 from the end zone. In a regular TV broadcast, to me, it's just a mishmash of bodies there. And so I start looking for the ball or the ball carrier, and so I haven't studied Chris Williams as much as I want to. Muck says he really likes Chris Williams. I'm going to spend some time looking at that all 22 from the end zone position to really appreciate what the offensive and defensive linemen are doing. Did you guys pick up anything regarding the trenches, offensive or defensive line that you'd like to share a thought on?
Chris Williams making his time worth it while Shamar Turner's out.
Mm-hmm.
Making the most of his time.
That's a great point. I almost forgot that we drafted the guy because there's been no sign or
played.
talk of him. Yeah, he's going to have a hard time getting on the field first half of the season.
I was watching the left tackle position. Aldo, there he is, the Canadian Eagle.
That's my guy.
He didn't play bad. I think he was the highest graded offensive lineman or highest graded tackle. Yeah, from PFF. Not that really matters that much. But I watched him. He played pretty good. I think Braxton Jones I said this on Barfly Tailgates, like Braxton Jones will probably win the job and do it until he's not doing it at a good enough level.
Yeah. So here is somebody tweeted out all of Braxton Jones snaps, and Clay Harbor says, I don't know how PFF could have given him a 60 because he looked at this all 22 film and he saw only one bad play from Braxton Jones. Here it is. Clay wrote, here's every Braxton Jones snap from Sunday's game. I'm not sure how PFF grades work, but he had 13 positive and 1 negative play, yet graded out at just 60.5. That's ridiculous. How can look at that? He's really playing well there. Stout. It doesn't look like that ankle is bothering him much.
So the third down is where he's going to get beat. But my favorite is this one. Is a great one. Sinks and just lets the guy come to him on the touchdown. That was such a good pass pro.
Yeah.
He sinks and sets that. That's hard to do.
That's the one.
That's where he got beat.
That's the third down on the out route to DJ Moore. Yeah.
Yeah, he got beat similarly against Miami Dolphins. The same move where he went outside and that left leg is still not strong enough for him to quickly recover.
And that's where it is. He's still recovering from that injury. He's still a little lopsided. I trust that by week 4 or 5 he would be completely fine. But backing up a little bit to that defensive line, yes, I have noticed Chris Williams. I've noticed Chris Williams for about 4 or 5 games of last season, and it's continued into this preseason. He's been a very good player for them. He has been absolutely on a tear with his limited time that he's gotten to be a starter. And now I'm going to be even a little bit more partial to him because my son got to meet him at practice. And it was such a cool experience for him to be able to have a one-on-one interaction with him, Chris Williams, that is, and Noah Sewell. He got to meet both of those guys, get autographs from them. He told them both to play well on Sunday, and they shut him out. So all I'm saying is, I guess he encouraged him or something. But at the end of the day, no, I've noticed Chris Williams for a while here. I really think he has a place on this roster. I think Shamar Turner has kind of a luxury with this team now because he's a second-round pick. He's not getting cut. He has a year or two to like really figure his shit out, while Chris Williams can sit above him on the depth chart and do his job and go get a payday somewhere else in a couple of years. Because that's really the route that I believe this is headed down, where Chris Williams becomes expendable because of the plethora of depth that they're going to have, that all three of us on this show have been talking about for a month now, with the defensive line just being able to rotate in and out and all about. And it's a really weird thing to think about, because it's something that we didn't expect coming into this season. And it's turned out exactly the way that one of the three of us has been talking about for the last month, in that they've got the guys they like there. They've got what they want. It's just a matter of putting them in a position to succeed now.
Aldo, is Fitz coming on tonight?
Yes, he is.
Did you forget to send him the link again?
No, is he reaching out?
No, I'm just wondering.
You know what?
You're having such a good time.
To be honest with you, I sent it to him about 12 minutes ago.
I was like,
I see that it's 10:10 here in Chicago. I should have sent it like about 2 hours ago, but I sent it late, so he should be joining us pretty soon. By the way, thank you, Mr. Shorty, for the $10 donation and the very, very kind words. Obviously, this show is indeed sponsored by Mr. Shorty and his Drippy Dicks enterprise. That is so cool.
Mr. Shorty, you tried just now.
I cannot get over how that guy looks like. Doesn't he look like Ron Burgundy in that photograph?
I love the
suit. Put that up again, Tooch.
I love the suit.
Somewhere between Borat and Ron Burgundy.
That is true. That is good. Go to YouTube and hit Drippy Dicks BCP. I think you'll find that video. It's hilarious. Nice. By the way, Jeff Willis, hopefully Fitz will join us. He says, I don't have the link.
I'll be with Willis Twins on Friday, Aldo.
Oh, that's right. So how does that work? The game is going to be on and you guys are going to do your show?
I didn't think of that.
I don't think they thought of it either.
I was thinking about driving down.
Game's what, 7 o'clock or something?
I think it is. Hold on. Fitz is saying I don't have the link, and he's right. It didn't go through for some reason, so let me take care of this little problem.
Good thing I said something. Poor Fitz. He's like, these guys forgot all about me.
I don't know.
Well, hey. Here's your fun fact of the show then. Tyson Bagent is the first Chicago Bears quarterback to receive an extension since Jay Cutler.
Is that right?
There you go. There's your fun fact of the day.
So should they have signed Justin Fields? Where would the Bears be right now if they had kept Justin Fields, traded away that number 1 overall pick for more picks? Would they be better off? Or not as well, given what you know about Justin Fields now?
If he had backed up Caleb Williams last season?
No, I'm saying
they don't draft. Yeah, they don't draft Caleb. Okay, but do they still get Ben Johnson?
All right, I'm gonna
the real question.
I'm gonna go backstage here so I can take care of this problem with Fitz because
if they still get Ben Johnson, I believe they're still in a good position, because I think Ben is actually more valuable than Caleb in all reality. The combination is amazing. And I'm so thankful. But I ultimately think that the coach matters more. So that's my reasoning behind the whole thing. Tooch, where are you at with that?
Look, we don't know how good Caleb Williams is yet. We have a better idea of how good Ben Johnson is because we've seen him with the Lions.
Right.
And, you know, he granted he came out and, you know, hung 38 points on the Bills' backups, you know, but the playbook looks good. The play design, the play calling. I mean, the dude is all business, man. It's like, how can you not like this, man? 38-0. Players are like, I'm not sure we scored enough points. And then the shutout with Dennis Allen too. I mean, you got to like the direction so far. We could come out and lay an egg in Kansas City on Friday. I don't think we will. But this coaching staff, there's just quality up and down. From Ben Johnson to Dennis Allen to assistant head coach Antoine Randall L. and Al Harris. There's just coaches everywhere. Even Declan Doyle was calling some plays too.
There's coaches on coaches on coaches. Yeah.
They're the future looks so bright. I haven't been this excited about a coaching staff. I didn't like Matt Nagy. Certainly didn't like Mark Trestman. John Fox was sort of a necessary evil to just reset the culture. And then of course Matt Eberflus. I hated him after the first season. Wanted him gone.
Mr. Shorty says, Tooch, we do have an idea how good he is. 3,541 yards, 20 touchdowns. Go ahead.
It's not. We don't know his full potential. Is kind of what I mean, Shorty.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's not good. I'm just saying. I guess I should have worded it as we don't know his full potential. We don't know how good he can be. I should have said. But that's I'm not just certainly not saying he's not good.
And Richard Long is right. Goff was considered a bust. Maybe a bust is too strong of a word, but wasn't considered to be capable of being a top tier quarterback. And Mike Sando over at The Athletic interviewed a bunch of general managers, and they put quarterbacks into tiers in tier one, and Goff was on tier one. And that has to do, of course, with Ben Johnson, because when Sean McVay would not have traded a tier one quarterback.
Right.
He just would not have. There's no way. Matt Stafford was considered a tier one quarterback, and he is too. By the way, good fantasy pick, guys. Zim Zimmerman and
Caleb?
Tooch. No, Stafford.
I wouldn't this year. He looks like he's got a bad back that could flare up at any moment.
As your second string quarterback, you wouldn't pick him up in round 15, 16?
He is 2014 Tony Romo.
I
wouldn't touch it.
I would recommend platelet-rich plasma injections for his herniated discs, Aldo. It worked for me.
I don't know. Look, I just picked them up. That's why I'm asking, because I think he's going to be a guy I can throw in there.
He's end of life Tony Romo at this point.
I'm worried about the back injury can knock you out so quick.
Exactly.
That is true. He's not my number one quarterback, so I can pick up somebody after that. I'm just thinking on that bye week, he's capable of throwing for 300 yards and 2 touchdowns.
But he's got to make it to that bye week. That's his problem.
If he's healthy, I'd say but the back injury scares me with Stafford.
The thing with Stafford is he's likely available on waivers if you get to that point in the season where you really do need him.
What about this guy, Aldo?
My gosh, I feel so sorry for him.
He had so much good stuff.
Yeah, the fact that they started Mike White ahead of him, is that a bad sign for Trubisky?
No, not at all.
Okay.
No. It's because they don't know what they have with Mike White, and they know what they have with Mitch Trubisky. Trubisky's already been in Buffalo for 2 years, 3 years?
2 out of the last 3 years.
Right. They know what they've got there. It's fine. They understand what Trubisky's highs and lows are. They've got him under a 2-year deal for $2.5 million a year. He's on that roster. The reason Mike White got that start was so they could say hey, Mike White, can you still play in the NFL? And he was like, hey, probably not.
We got him. He's here.
He is here. He's getting set up. In the meantime, what I will do is I'll play that little video that introduces you.
Welcome to the barroom Fitz. No better food critic exists. You bring the world to Chicago on your own YouTube channel. But we don't just want your connoisseur skills. Your passion for the Bears gives us a chance. Fitz is with the barroom, boom, boom, boom. Fitz is with the barroom, boom, 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 boom. Fitz is with the barroom, boom, boom, boom.
There he is. His name is Fitz. And is he frozen? Because he looks frozen right now. doesn't he?
Hello?
How are you, man?
Am I on?
You are on. You are live on the Barroom Network.
Okay,
And I apologize profusely.
I'm on, sure.
Yeah, can you hear us okay? I think he's got a connection.
It's kind of a little funky right now.
That's a little lag time.
There's a little lag. Let me see if I can do anything on my end. I can take that down.
Fine last night on the one I did.
You know, sometimes the internet is very mysterious in what it can or cannot do. It looks like you're settling in now. What? No, you're frozen again. Tell you what, why don't you jump off and then come back on? That sometimes is the trick, you know.
Those Fitz singers sound hot too, Aldo.
Yeah, don't they?
I think I like them better than the Bear State of Affairs girls.
I
These
think
ones sound a little like they're a little sexier.
Are you there?
I'm here. Wow, it's still. Oh my god.
Okay.
A little laggy.
Tell you what,
Let me try something.
Take you off. Yeah, the best way to do that is I'm gonna kick him off. He's probably wondering now, why the fuck did he kick me off? And sometimes that works. I can't wait to talk to him. I asked him to be prepared to talk a little bit about the defense because Anthony Billings said in today's press conference that this Bears defense could be a top 5, and Dennis Allen has been preaching that in their meetings and so forth. So I want to get from Fitz and then you guys your thoughts about the Bears defense potentially becoming top 5. Let me ask you right now, very quickly, what do you think this Bears defense needs? Okay, he's back. But what do you think this Bears defense needs in order to be top 5? Let's talk about that after we welcome our contributor. There he is, Mr. Fitz, not freezing, wearing a beautiful T-shirt. How you doing, brother?
He's back.
I'm doing all right. I just went to my phone, so I guess we'll just go with the phone tonight.
Good call. What a great picture. You look wonderful. You need a little makeup, though, on your forehead. There's a little shine and stuff. I'm sorry.
My wife went to bed, so I can't get the flush out.
You want to use mine? Fitz, how are you, bro?
Doing all right. How's everybody going? Zim, you do great stuff, Zim. That's a lot of energy that I have to come with for following you. So
let me ask you, Fitz, do you do drugs?
What's that?
Do you do drugs?
Me, not a one ever.
Okay.
I am completely. Now, alcohol, that's another story.
All right. Well, if you don't do drugs, there's no way you're going to match Zim. It's just impossible. I'm kidding. Zim hasn't done drugs since the last time I saw him.
It's been 5 years, probably.
Really, 5 years?
I think it's been 5 years. Yeah.
Wow. But don't you do a little THC?
No. That's what I'm saying. It's been 5 years since I've let anything like that into my system.
Aldo and I are the old heads here.
Yeah. There's my pipe. Anyways,
I'm out of cannabis seltzer, so I'm water tonight.
Oh no, I'm so sorry, Tooch. My heart goes out to you. Fitz, let's talk a little bit of Chicago Bears. I was just talking to the guys about the Bears defense. Mm-hmm. Anthony Billings was asked about a top 5. And on the other end of what he says here, I want you to comment and tell us your thoughts on whether this Bears defense could be top 5. This is Billings.
First, the speed in which you're moving. After the ball's thrown, after, the running back, if he breaks the line of scrimmage, we're all hustling there. And I think that's huge to be in top 5. We see the takeaways that we produced. That's a part of it. And just third down defense, first, second down defense, it's coming together.
The top 5 thing, does that message come from DA? Does it come from them? Like, where did they originate that kind of message?
I mean, it comes from DA, but we didn't walk in here and not want to be top 5 and everything either. We want to improve from where we were. We had number 1 defense and run. We want to keep that going. We want number 1 in pass. That's our goal. It's a goal you strive for every week. Just because it's what helps you win games.
So Fitz, that's Billings saying why he thinks this team will be top 5. So what are your thoughts?
I think they can. I said last week, and something that I believe in is it all comes down to pass rush. I think a team can go a long way with having a dominant pass rush. And I think they're halfway there. I think Montez Sweat has had a good camp. Looks like he's gotten healthy from last year. So I really think it's going to come down to the guy on the other side. Dio Adengo, I think I got his name right. If he lives up to what the money they gave him, 3 years, $48 million, gets what how many sacks do we want out of him? 9, 10, 11?
I'll settle for a dozen.
Yeah, then they're going to be good because everything, the domino effect right there, you get the pass rush, the linebackers are going to be better, the secondary is going to be better. So I think he is the most important. He's the key to their defense this year, even more than getting a healthy Jalen Johnson. That's just
interesting. Yeah. See, I'm of the different opinion, Fitz. I think that the pass rush has to come up from the middle. Billings and Dexter and Grady Jarrett, if they can force that quarterback out of the pocket, he goes right, then he's there for Deo to get those 12 sacks. He goes left, he's there for Montez to get his 12, 15 sacks this season. So I think that if these interior pass rushers, one of the best things that we saw about the Buffalo game was the fact that Billings got a sack.
Right.
That was pretty outstanding. And so that forces quarterbacks to leave the pocket. And of course, the defensive backs have to do their job too, Fitz.
Yeah, you put pressure on the quarterback. It throws everything off on the offense. Throws their timing off. So it makes everyone look better. I mean, I think, let's say this. If the Cowboys came with Micah Parsons for Jalen Johnson, a healthy Jalen Johnson, would you do it?
Ooh.
No, I would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I have to think about that one.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's just me. Maybe,
You think, Tooch, would you make that deal? Jalen Johnson they're going to want more than Jalen Johnson, but just as a hypothetical, what do you think, Tooch? Would you make that deal?
Well, I mean, we just lost Terrell Smith for the season. Otherwise, I'd think about it pretty hard. But yeah, I mean, the defense needs good health right now, man. We got banged up so much.
Right.
I think like Austin Booker went out. We just lost Terrell Smith. Jalen Johnson's hurt. We haven't seen Zay Frazier. What's the other defensive end? Dominique Robinson is out. I mean, the team has got some injury concerns on offense as well, too.
Yeah, fortunately, they'll have 17 days after the Kansas City game to get healthy and get ready for that Monday night affair.
The running backs are so banged up, they just signed another guy today to carry the ball on Friday. It's like, we just
some guy I never heard of.
Somebody so DeAndre Swift doesn't have to suit up.
Well, I wouldn't mind seeing Swift play against the Chiefs and getting some snaps. I mean,
The hypothetical basically comes down to, would you rather have an elite edge rusher or an elite pass defender? And
lockdown corner,
who's cheaper?
To me, it comes down to who's won more. Neither one of them. So it's a wash. I'll keep what I've got over the unknown. In addition to that, you want to go back historically. I just think that the corners are more valuable. Who were the edge rushers in the Legion of Boom? Who were
That's
the
true.
edge?
Bennett wasn't Martellus's Bennett brother one of them?
That was before he was there.
Legion of Boom?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
that's before Michael.
Help me out, chat. Come to my rescue.
Cliff Averill, I believe Cliff Averill was one of the guys on that line.
Yeah, that's right.
That's about all I remember. My point being, just like third, what was it? 2nd and 1 from the 1 yard line, and Russell Wilson got sacked. No. He got intercepted. Think about who it's who makes the more electric plays, the guy who's sacking the quarterback or the guy who's intercepting the ball. The turnover is the more electric play. The turnover is the more valuable play. And while certain edge rushers have that ability, Micah Parsons is definitely a guy who does that. We've already gone down that route. We've already done that. We did
Zim,
it
but
Mac. It didn't
you're looking at this
I'd
too
rather
much.
keep what we've got.
Zim, you're looking at this too much black and white, and when you're talking about defensive end and DB, the defensive end today in today's quick passing defense, sacks have reduced in value and disruptions are more important. Forcing the quarterback out of the pocket, forcing the quarterback to throw quickly, forcing the quarterback to disrupt the timing, forcing the quarterback, he gets the pass tipped. Those are things that you just can't look at sacks versus interceptions. Sure. But Dennis Allen has been saying that it takes both. That pass defense is the most complementary part of the defense. Go ahead.
So to continue that though, in the quote that you just had for us a few minutes ago, what's more valuable? A cornerback who's going to be on the field every single play, locking down the other team's best wide receiver, or a defensive end who's going to be rotated out to make sure that he's as fresh as he can be. Because while he might be really valuable on those fresh plays, you're getting, say they have an 11-play drive, you're getting him for what, 7, 8 of the plays on that drive, whereas your corner, you're getting for 11 or 12 of those plays, and that's where the value to me comes out is what's their percentage of snaps taken, right? And what's their efficiency on those snaps taken? It's almost like war in baseball, right? You want to know how many wins above replacement a guy is. That's what's more valuable. It's how effective is he in the opportunities he's given, not even that. It's how effective is he in the opportunities he's not given versus how effective is he compared to a league average player,
Yeah,
Fitz, tell me
Jalen Johnson
why
wants to
I
comment,
am right.
Aldo.
What? Sorry, what?
Jalen Johnson wants to comment.
Go ahead, Jalen. That's for you. Whoever disagrees
I
with
love Jalen Johnson. I want him to be a Bear for his whole career.
Right. I completely understand the thought behind wanting Micah Parsons. He is an electric player. We've seen firsthand what he can do in that fumble recovery for a touchdown he had against the Bears a few years ago. He's a very, very good player. He is an elite player. To me, corners personally are just a little more valuable in a pass-heavy modern NFL. And in addition, they seem to have longer careers currently. So I think that's also a little more valuable.
There you go. Fitz, any other thoughts about the defense and it potentially becoming a top 5? What concerns or, expectations?
Well, I think the health of the secondary right now is the biggest concern, because you do want them healthy, and you do need, even if, let's say, take my philosophy here, you do need a good secondary. You can't just have anybody back there. So right now, the health back there is a little concerning. They do have depth, but it's like they're already eating into it at the moment. So we don't know what Jalen Johnson's necessarily going to look like when the first couple weeks. So that my concern is that. But you get 2 weeks off, but between the last preseason game and the opener. So hope everybody can just get healthy by then, and we don't lose anybody Friday night. So
yeah. Tooch, you had a thought you wanted to share?
Jalen Johnson probably have to shake off a little rust. He's not going to play. I mean, we'll see when he starts. I got my second one being implanted tomorrow, Aldo.
Oh, wow. Big day tomorrow.
I got to start fasting in an hour and a half, but I still want to. I mean, Fitz is going to make me hungry tonight, isn't he?
I was going to just say that. Fitz, you got some cookies that you just picked up on one review before we get to your video?
Oh, sure. I can do that. We got these. I was on my way home from work tonight, and I just came across these apple pie a la mode Oreos.
Oh, damn it. I'm already hungry.
I know, right?
What do I got here?
I was like, yeah, why not? I've got to take them. It's sitting there right as I was checking out. So, of course. So I just maybe do a little review here if that's all right with you.
Absolutely.
Okay, so first, the key to these, special limited editions and these special flavors is not only do they just taste good, but do they taste like apple pie a la mode or whatever they're being.
Yeah, they can't fucking fool Fitz. That's for sure.
Let's open these up. Okay, just opening up, I can already smell the apple. So this is what they look like.
Hold on, hold it really close to the camera. Let's see the filling.
That's like double stuff there, kind of.
Yeah, this is pretty good for Oreo.
Yeah.
Smells good.
He's gonna take a bite now, everybody. Watch closely. This should be
dunk it in milk first, or should I just raw dog it first?
Normally do it.
What?
However you normally do it.
Well, let's taste what it. There we go. All right.
Yeah. I think he likes it.
Oh yeah. The apple's definitely there. And that a la mode, that vanilla, that softness, that comes a little bit later in the bite. But it's there,
that worked quick.
Little apple pie spice in there too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
How's the fart smell?
What's that?
How's that fart smell?
Give it a
I used to have those glasses. I can't find them.
I have those glasses.
I glass of milk here.
Yep.
I go upstairs. I can get one right now. That's crazy.
Got the
yeah.
There we go. So,
classic.
I don't know how long I've had this.
Yeah.
But it goes
Did you
way
buy
back.
them or get them at a gas station?
I don't even remember how I came across this.
They were a Jewel Foods like special. If you bought like the groceries, you could, because I had them in high school.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
And I
all right.
forever, and I don't know where they are.
I stole them from my dad.
There you go. You're allowed.
So we'll dip these. Get that in there. Dunk it.
Man, that looks good.
Even better. Even better.
Oh, jeez.
Fitz, Jalen Johnson sent you something to review next week.
Shut up, Cakes. Oh, jeez. That should
Where
be
do you find these?
I like the guy. Come on now.
I'm just kidding. I've got $1 million.
Hey, Fitz, would you, if you had a choice between the regular Oreos and the ones you just had, who are you picking? A fantasy Oreo draft.
I would go old school and give me the regular ones all day.
Okay.
Double stuff,
What is number one in your all-time Oreo draft? Like, if you had to pick the 1-1,
I honestly, okay. So of all, especially, the 1-1 of all Oreos goes way back before you were born. It was the Oreo big stuff. There's late 80s, early 90s. I mean, they were huge.
Yeah,
it came like 5 in a pack. And it's just like, if you brought that to lunch, you could trade that for anything.
Mm-hmm.
It was like game over. You've got the thing. And I don't know. I'm guessing there was like mixing in with like a diabetic epidemic, that they took them off the shelf, because if you ate one of those, it was, game over. It was like you were up all night and there was no way you were going to bed because there was so much filling in that.
I remember trading a box of those for a couple of ounces of marijuana.
And then you smoked the marijuana and you went, fuck, I should have kept those Oreos.
At least one,
Exactly, at least one.
I bet he wouldn't have noticed the 4-pack, man.
In the late 80s or early 90s, they came with like the chocolate covered or fudge covered Oreos. And those were freaking fantastic with a glass of milk. But how about the apple pie with coffee? That sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
I had that one. Apple
good,
pie
huh?
with no,
the apple pie cookie with a cup of coffee.
Okay, yeah, that would definitely be a good breakfast, for you. Yeah, I mean, you have donuts. Why not have cookies? Right?
I'm up for that. All right.
I was so ready to be offended, and that was such a good 1-1 right there. Like,
I had the Pop Rocks.
There's chemistry
Oreos.
brewing
Horrible.
between us. That is for sure. All right, Fitz just recently reviewed the new restaurant on his YouTube channel. Let's take a look at the video, and on the other end, we can talk to Fitz and ask him some more questions about his new venture.
Cheesesteaks and chicken wings from Wings It Is. Wings It Is at 8609 West 95th Street in Hickory Hills, Illinois serves a wide variety of delicious street food, from burgers, hot dogs, cheesesteaks, chicken, and fish. I tried their cheesesteak sandwich. Comes with tender, juicy steak, grilled onions, and nacho cheese. Delicious. And their fresh cut garlic cheese fries are the perfect side. I also tried their fried chicken wings. Juicy chicken, deliciously seasoned, and perfectly fried. And don't forget the pizza puff, one of the best around. Wings It Is hits the spot and gets a 310 on the Fitzometer. That's Wings It Is at 8609 West 95th Street in Hickory Hills, Illinois. And try other locations in Alsip, Calumet Park, Calumet Heights, and Chicago. Where should I eat next? Comment in the replies, #FitzMagicEats, and check out all of my reviews on my YouTube channel at FitzMagicShy.
Outstanding.
Chicken wings look like the bird was on steroids. That's fantastic.
Yeah, they were pretty good size. You know,
Big.
Yeah. The jumbo wings at Pumpkin's Place in, I think it's Maywood. You got to check if you want big wings.
Those are huge, huh?
Wings. Yeah. But so this Wings It Is. I'm in the area, so it really kind of things just sort of didn't work out where I was originally going to go. But a few people had told me about this place, so I just ran over there and checked it out. So the pizza puff, I don't know how experienced you all are with pizza puffs.
I love pizza puffs.
Look, I was just in Chicago for a week, and on my second to last day, I went, fuck, I haven't had a pizza puff yet. And I went and hunted one down.
They should have a place at the airport for people like you and me, Zim. Anyway, go ahead, Fitz.
But yeah, so pizza puffs are very similar wherever you go. I mean, it's Del Taco. It's the same sort of recipe. I think they put like a garlic sauce on the outside of this, and it just took it to a whole nother level for me. I mean, on its own, that pizza puff would probably get like in the 350s on the Fitzometer because it was just it was just that good. It completely took me off guard because wherever a place has pizza puffs, I always order it, and it's always kind of the same. You know, they're very good, but this one I was like, I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah. Well, that's what can really take a pizza puff from being good to. It's what can take a restaurant from being good to like great. Is taking something like a pizza puff and kind of doctoring it, right? Like, we all know what it tastes like. It's a very basic. It's very, you get them. They come in a box. They're frozen. You deep fry them. You serve them. You know, it's as simple as simple does, right? But when you take it and you take the effort to like really bump it up a notch, you know, it shows that you care in the product that you're serving enough to really try to elevate the entire dining experience. I totally get where you're coming from on that.
Yeah, it kind of just threw me for a loop. I was not expecting it like that.
Fitz, I know you explained it last week, but please do so again. D. Starin is asking about the rating system.
He didn't watch last week's show, D. Starin. What the heck?
D was so drunk last week. Anyway, go ahead.
Forgot the whole show.
It's a batting average for baseball, basically. So go back to, again, I said a buddy of mine brought it up. He was a big Cubs fan back in 1989. Sean Dunston for the 89 Cubs. The Bleacher Bums had the Sean-O-meter out there. They were keeping track of his batting average all year.
Love it.
Big thing. And that's where it comes from. Just this, non-scientific, fun way to just sort of rate things. So
the Sean-O-meter.
Yes.
What's the lowest? And don't name the restaurant, but what's the lowest rating that you've given?
It wasn't. I'll name it. It was. I was at a White Sox tailgate, and they asked me to rate some. What was it? The man, it's so nasty. I blocked it out of my brain. Slim Jim. It was a Slim Jim.
I've
And it
done
was
that
a
with a lot of
flavored
girls
Slim
I
Jim.
dated.
And I just, whenever something's really bad, I just go straight Bob Euchre and give it a 200. That's what. And this one,
That's
200. That seems
So-
high. You know, I'm a White Sox fan. That seems high for a batting average compared to some of the guys we've seen in the last 5
yeah,
years.
it does. You know? There was a time where you had this season where the entire lineup was all below 200.
Exactly.
Hey, Fitz, I gotta tell you, the idea of eating a pizza puff smothered in some type of garlic makes me want to drive to where was that place? Hickory Hills.
It's in
Wings
Hickory
it is.
Hills, yeah. And,
Yeah.
that would probably where you coming from the
Arlington
north?
Heights.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a long ways.
That's a long ways, but it's probably the closest location for you because there's I think 4 throughout the south side and south suburbs.
They got some good massage parlors up around there, so it won't be. Sorry.
But yeah, it was
All right,
garlic
Deshaun,
butter
calm
sauce
down.
on that they just
I love Fitz's videos, the music and everything, and the way it's put together and stuff.
Absolutely.
It reminds me of when Siskel and Ebert first had like sneak previews. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
they're all
like- it
candy
brings-
like that. I get it.
Takes me back. No, I love it. It's like perfect.
Oh, that gives me an idea, Fitz. One of these days, if you're ever up in Arlington Heights doing a meal and you want to do, I'll join you and we'll review it together. We'll
Sounds
do
good.
something like Siskel and Ebert. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Exactly.
Wait till they open the new park and you can go eat at the new park with the mayor of Burlington Park.
After seeing that picture, I think I am going to run for mayor of Arlington Heights. Imagine the freebies I'll get.
We should talk a little bit about the stadium and what's going on and stuff because Kevin Warren who was interviewed at the game. He kind of let slip that I think it was Greg Olson, who may never be asked back to do a Bears preseason game again, asked him, "Hey, is it kind of I forgot exactly what he said. He said something like, "Is it a downgrade moving from out of the city to Arlington Heights?" And Kevin Warren was forced to kind of admit, "Well, it's still Cook County." But, did you guys catch that?
Oh yes,
I missed that one actually.
Oh, okay, you didn't see that. Okay.
So Fitz, you saw that when that transaction happened between.
Oh yeah, that was. I mean, he just tried to sidestep but it's Cook County, It's like, okay.
Yeah, and Greg Olson asked him, "Is it important for the Bears to play in Chicago?" I think that was the question.
Yeah, the importance of the Bears.
Yeah.
He's talking about it's one of the charter franchise. Is it important that they stay in Chicago? And he says, "Well, we're going to Cook County. We're staying in Cook County."
Yeah,
He
wouldn't. As far as like building a stadium on the lakefront again, I'm not sure that the Friends of the Lakefront or something. Friends of the Park. They wouldn't even let George Lucas build a Star Wars museum there. Although
exactly.
Bears have no chance of building a stadium there.
Let me say something because I'm really pissed off at Kevin Warren for how he's handled that situation. He spent months wooing the mayor of Chicago, Brandon Johnson, and getting him on his side to build the stadium when he should have realized that Brandon, the mayor of Chicago, Brandon Johnson, I think his name is, he's got no political clout. It's not like he could make that windfall of money that the Chicago Bears organization needs in order to accomplish this. It's not like he could make it happen. So all of that time that he wasted on meetings with Brandon Johnson, on thinking about Chicago, on planning for Chicago, he should have spent on the investment that was made in Arlington Heights and talking to Illinois legislators to pass the bill last spring when it would have been easier and the money would have been available and there would be shovels in the ground already. I can't believe that I am telling this guy who's got the experience of building First Bank Stadium how he should do his job. But that's the only way this thing could get done in my lifetime. You guys might be alive for it, but I don't think I will be.
It was woefully unprepared to deal with the political machine in the state of Illinois.
Indeed.
Not up to now. I mean, who knows if Arlington Park, we have to get the whole tax situation straightened out.
Well, there's a road to do that. The problem is that there's a General Assembly meeting coming up in a few weeks, and that mega bill that will allow the Bears to negotiate with Arlington Heights tax people, that's up, and it doesn't look that that's going to pass.
Yeah.
And so that means this thing is going to be delayed another several months before there's shovels in the ground. So what do you think about that whole thing?
I think he overplayed his hand as far as using Chicago as a bargaining chip. I can see why he tried that. You got to have a threat that you're not going to do the Arlington Heights thing. I just think it just wasn't as strong as he wished it could have been. And some of that could just be Brandon Johnson's inexperience, just a couple of years as mayor. And some of it could just be the state, Chicago is in right now financially too.
Oh yeah,
but
it's a tough time.
He tried it. It worked horribly.
That's an understatement in my opinion.
State lawmakers from, the tip of Southern Illinois to Springfield to Chicago, a lot of them don't give a crap about the Chicago Bears,
Yeah, and that's a nonpartisan issue too. I mean, it doesn't matter what political background; it's just not a popular issue. So
yeah, I think there's some truth to what Zach is saying here. He says, "Don't blame Warren, blame the McCaskies for hiring a guy that built the stadium over the rubble of an obsolete stadium. Guy wasn't as qualified as it seems on first look." I do think that he is qualified, in my opinion, but it just, like Tooch said, just was not accustomed or familiar with Illinois politics, and so that's why. Again, the Chicago Bears are not in sync with how they should do things. Ted Phillips buys the land and gets the ball rolling and then retires. He should have, I'm sure McCaskey knew he was going to retire in a year. So he should have said, okay, well, before we do anything on a new stadium, let me bring in a guy who was here from day one to work with legislators, to work with the whole thing, as opposed to you starting it by buying land for us and then leaving. You fucker.
And it is a good spot. I mean, it has its own metro stop.
Yes.
It's close to the airport.
It's close to my house.
There's plenty of all those others. I mean, they're set up to build an entire Bears complex of shops. Casino and host a Final Four and a Super Bowl and all this stuff. Rock concerts, whatever they want. The Bear. If I was the Bears, they just can't raise enough money to build something themselves. I don't think they can. I mean. Maybe the revenue should be incredible from everything that they want to do there, whether it's a museum, hotels, restaurants, a casino, the stadium, everything. But I don't think the Bears have enough capital to go solo on it.
Yeah. That's exactly it. All these owners in the NFL, with a couple exceptions here and there, they are already independently wealthy. And then they go and use some of that wealth to buy or buy a portion of an NFL team. And then they're able to use the rest of their wealth and kind of exercise all that in order to build these stadiums and to leverage all that. Whereas the McCaskey family, they are not independently wealthy outside of football. Football is how they built their fortune. And because of that, they don't actually really know how to run a business outside of football. They know how to run a football team.
Well said.
Mostly. But they don't understand. They don't have that same capitalistic outlook as a lot of the other owners in the league. So that's why they thought that bringing in Kevin Warren was going to be this great move. And again, was already stated, I lost it in the chat, and Zach mentioned in the chat that he was a very opportunistic guy himself, finding a good position to be able to build that stadium. It's just, it almost feels like they've taken this ineptitude that they had at the president and general manager level, or rather that they had at the general manager level. They finally kind of got it right, probably, with Ryan Poles, and now they've just raised it up another notch So now they're inept at the president level. And it's like, well, we're putting a good product on the field, or at least we're selling a good product on the field, or at least we have good sales for the product on the field. And now we don't know how to build the business outside of it. And so that's where it's all kind of falling in place. Like, at this point in time, is they have to figure out how to run it as a business and not as a football team. And when that happens, this whole thing's going to come together really quickly, and it's going to happen. And that could be happening soon, because it does kind of feel like Kevin Warren is learning on the job a little bit, in my opinion. But that doesn't mean necessarily that he doesn't know what he's doing. It just means that he doesn't necessarily have the experience to back up what he's trying to do.
The conversation makes sense like a motherfucker. The political machine is overwhelming him. And one thing that
the political machine is going to have to navigate.
Yeah, it's a bitch and a half. One thing that could bring the Bears closer, Aldo,
is
Super Bowl. Yeah, we got the man to do it, Aldo.
Yes, indeed. Look how handsome he looks. I'm starting to fall in love with him.
And I gotta say,
light coming from behind him.
More and more arguments that I hear are just completely falling apart, especially after my recent visit to Chicago. Like, I don't care where the stadium is. I'm gonna go visit Chicago and see the Bears. It's 45 minutes.
Indiana.
What? All these people. It's 45 minutes outside the city. I got news for you. Chicago is 45 minutes away from Chicago. All right. What is having being outside the city matter?
It's true.
It literally does. I was staying in Rogers Park. Do you want to know how long it took me to get to the Museum of Science and Industry?
An hour and a half.
Exactly. I didn't even leave the fucking city.
You
went
could
from
be
not that
there
big of a deal.
The day of a game, you're sitting there on Lakeshore Drive, looking at the parking area where you're going to be parking your car, and it'll
You're just
take
looking
an
over
hour
the
and a half to
barricade.
get there.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
It's just
There's my
to
spot.
me that's irrelevant, and the expense thing also completely irrelevant. It's all yellow tape. It's all political. It's all just people who need to figure out how to work the position that they're in. And that's what has been taking so long, because Kevin Warren got kind of lucky last time, and he's not getting that lucky this time. And that's not to say that he can't do the job. It's just to say that he has so many more avenues that he's got to negotiate before sealing the deal that I don't think he anticipated when he came here.
Well, Zim, I implore you to go to Wikipedia, the First Bank Stadium, and see the history of how long it took for that stadium to get built. It's almost right now, it's about the same timeline as this proposed stadium for the Chicago Bears. It took 6 years from the Minnesota Vikings ownership declaring that they wanted to build a new stadium to the point that they put shovels in the ground, because there were political groups that were against it, because there were tax groups that were against it, because blah, 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 blah. It took a while for that to happen in Minnesota, and this is pretty much what's happening in Chicago.
And to add on to that, I actually think that timeline was accelerated a little bit due to the fact that a snowstorm destroyed the Metrodome, and they had no choice but to build a new stadium.
So, Fitz, you and I are going over to Soldier Field and knock down some of those pillars over there.
Please don't. Oh, my God.
They played the season at the University of Minnesota, didn't they?
They played
yeah,
one
that's
season
right.
or 2 seasons there.
I think that was one.
And Brett Favre's career there? On a
Yes,
snowy
Corey
day?
Wooten.
Thank you, Corey. I love you, Corey.
That's just, but I mean, the Bears have already shown that they're willing to move stadiums, at least temporarily, in order to provide these improvements. You know, they did it in the 90s when they went down to Champaign for 2 years while the improvements on Soldier Field were made. So to me, that's a little bit more irrelevant. But at the same time, again, I think it was accelerated a little bit in the sense that, like, Minnesota had no choice but to build a new stadium, whereas the Bears, I mean, they're not just
imagine
tied
if
up.
the Chicago and Arlington Heights both tell the Bears no, and the state of Indiana says, "How about Gary?"
Oh my God, please don't.
I
will not root for the Indiana Bears. You guys will have to find somebody else.
Gary Bears.
When I saw Greg Braggs at Bears practice last week, that's what he said. Watch, it's going to be built in Northwest Indiana. I'm going to tell all you Chicago Bears fans. Ah! Yeah, it better not happen.
I'd be a Packers fan before I rooted for a team from Indiana.
Really?
I mean, look, they didn't even want to give the
least
Bears a new
favorite
stadium last year. They said we got to save the Colonnades. Let's drop a fucking spaceship in the middle of it. You know, there's just that's all they could get last time.
Yes, indeed. All right, let me get Fitz out of here. I'm sure he's got work tomorrow. But before you go, Fitz, tell us a little bit about the YouTube channel, and do you have a restaurant already in mind for you to review in your next video?
I got a question for Fitz, though, too.
Absolutely. Go right ahead.
What did you think about the Bears hanging 38 points of offense on the Bills on Sunday night?
When I said
The offense.
every playoff game should be or preseason game should end in a tie, forget that. I enjoyed 38-0. That was a lot of fun. So yeah, I'll take 38-0 over a 24-24 tie.
The future looks bright, don't you think?
Yes, I do. I mean, I know they blow the Bills out last year too, though, in the preseason.
Yeah, maybe we did. I don't remember. Yeah, good. I'd have to look it up.
30-some-odd-to-6.
But it's better to see. You saw things there that, and then hearing Ben Johnson afterwards interview, and he said because some of the Lions players were commenting that they had seen all these plays before, and he's like, "Yeah, I've been running these plays in the preseason for the last 3 years."
How about that?
No big deal.
I loved what he said.
I like the direction they're going. You can't be,
Yeah, he said he dusted off the playbook that he's used the last 2 years, and the Lions guys were saying, "Yeah, those are the same plays." They ain't seen nothing yet. This is the message.
Yeah. Ben Johnson said he's going to play the starters against Andy Reid.
Yeah.
Well, and that's because the Chiefs are going to play the starters. So this is going to be a nice test for the starters. And Billings today said, "I want to play against Kansas City. I need to get up to game speed. I need more snaps. I need to be out there." And with 17 days between Friday and Monday Night Football, Friday's preseason game against the Chiefs and the Monday Night Football game, 17 days, I think the starters should play 2 or 3 quarters. Makes sense.
Joe Thuney returning to Kansas City.
Yeah, that's a good story. That's a great story. All right, Fitz, what do you got going on your YouTube channel, which everyone who follows the Barroom Network should be a follower at on YouTube?
Yeah, definitely. It's where you can go to find it's just straight up food reviews. So there's 66 videos on there now. I can't believe I've eaten that much. But,
how much weight have you gained over those 66 videos?
I've lost weight. That's what I can tell you.
Take that, Morgan Spurlock.
That's right. No, you don't see the exercise. Yeah.
I worked at McDonald's.
All about balance.
It's all about balance.
10,000 steps a day.
At least. Yeah, I get enough at work, so I mean, so I keep the exercise going. I don't eat all that food. I didn't. There was a lot of food in this last video, and I just did. I didn't eat it all at once. So
I wouldn't judge you if you did.
Yeah, really. Good. I noticed that you weren't at the restaurant when you were eating, so it was a takeout order. You probably ate at home, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't live too far from there, so yeah.
Great. And so by the time you had the pizza puff, did you have to microwave it?
No, it was.
Wow.
It was really good. It was so
I
crispy
need to make a drive.
They had some seats there, but I just felt a little. I wasn't too far from the house, so I was like, I'll just take it home and spread everything out, and just
nice,
be comfortable with it. Yeah. So yeah.
Who does the shooting? Is it you, your wife, a combination?
This last one was me. It was just me.
Okay.
But yeah, my wife's with me a lot. If I'm with one of my daughters, we go places. My oldest lives in the city, and she likes to find some places to go to, and then
nice.
Yeah. So yeah, it just depends on what it is, and again, I'm not too particular about it. I just get out there and shoot and put it up there and hope you like it.
Well, it's all high quality stuff. Those videos are very well produced. So kudos to you and your production team, your wife, your daughters and stuff.
I'm so jealous that you get to live in a place that has so many wonderful options for that. I mean, every time I go to Chicago, I make it a strict point not to eat anywhere that I can get in the metro region that I currently live in, regardless of where it is. And every time I probably go to about 4 or 5 places that I didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal.
Same here.
Yeah.
And I've lived here most of my life. It's like 66 restaurants, and I haven't even scratched the surface.
Oh yeah,
it's awesome, man.
You got thousands to go.
Yeah.
Thousands, literally thousands.
So jealous.
So let me ask Zim and Tooch, who both live in Iowa. So what are we talking about here? If you're hungry and you got to go to like a Wendy's or something.
In my town, you go to Casey's.
We got Casey's Pizza.
Casey's,
Yeah.
Jeez.
I'm so glad Tooch went to the same spot.
When I moved out here, I was like, where do I get good pizza? And they're like, well, you should go to the gas station. I'm like, gas station? What are you talking about? Like, then I went there. I'm like, I can get two slices and a pop for $4.50. I'm like, I'm there.
Okay.
And
it's
that is wild.
It's not bad. It's good. They got some decent flavors.
Hey, I've done the small town living for about 11 years, so I know about being not having the food around. So
yeah, you must feel like you're in Nirvana with all the restaurants.
I am a little fortunate in that my small town does have some food options. We've got a traditional American restaurant, we've got an Asian restaurant, we've got a Mexican restaurant, we've got a Runza, we've got a McDonald's.
Runza.
Fitz had a Runza before?
Yes, I spent a year in Seward, Nebraska back in
Yeah.
It's an acquired taste, definitely that sour cabbage.
I wasn't a big fan at the time.
Right.
It's been 30 some years, so I'd like to go back and try it again. I wasn't a big fan at the time with the cabbage and all that, but
cabbage.
Yeah.
It's got like cabbage and ground beef and spices and like fresh baked bread.
A Runza is basically like a shitty Philly, but like addictively good at the same time. Like, I don't know how else to put
taste.
Yeah, you'll have your first one and you'll be like, "What the fuck did I just eat?" But then you're like, "But I kind of want another one." And then you'll go back and get another one, and you'll be like, "All right, actually, that was pretty good." It's almost like a Philly with like coleslaw on it, but like without the mayonnaise.
Yeah,
like
it's definitely acquired taste.
I went to after Bears practice last Friday. I went to Steak and Shake in Gurnee, and I haven't been there in like 4, 5, 6 years. Something
Bowels
like that.
haven't been the same since.
I had a steak burger. I'm telling you, it was so effing delicious. And then I topped it off with a vanilla shake, and then the fries that you order fries, and they're all like the string fries, shoestrings. There you go. And I was just grabbing my whole hand in there. I didn't even wash my hands. I was just stuffing them like that, and eating, and just taking tiny bites of the steak burger because it wasn't as big as my appetite was demanding. So I just nibbled in on it, but the fries were plenty there. And then I sucked on that milkshake. And when I got home, man, I don't want to tell you what happened to my newly designed bathroom.
Oh my God. The workmen were back the next day.
There's yellow tape in the doorway now.
I've never had a burger go through me as fast as a steak burger, man.
Really?
But it's so good, and it doesn't matter where it's
White
from.
Castle.
Yeah, White Castle.
White Castle.
All right, maybe it does matter where it's from.
Yeah, that's funny because that's the other place I went to eat. The other practice that I went to White Castle and have 4 sliders.
There is there's a great place in Des Moines, like by the ballpark, because we have the Iowa Cubs, the AAA, and it's called the Bait Shop, and we have. Let me see if I can get this picture up, but it has like 150 beers on tap. It's like a wall of taps. I'm David Ekval. If David Ekval is in the chat room, he can testify. And they have the best roasted chicken. And then
how many taps of beer?
That's like I'm gonna. It's like 150 taps. 150 taps on the wall. Their beer menu's like 8 pages.
I love places like that.
Let me see if I can load this up here.
You can only have 1 or 2 beers, so it's the toughest decision of your life.
You get a
it's
flight.
Like, what
if
your
places
kids
like
you
that,
give up?
If places like that don't have a flight, I immediately discredit them. If you have more than 30 beers, you have to have a flight option, period.
That's another home run, Zim.
I had
Another
more
home
than a
run.
few, but here's my buddy Chris, I took him there. There's like some of the taps. That's not the full.
Holy night. I love this picture.
That's not the full wall. My friend was visiting me from Missouri, and I took him here. We had roasted chicken. They had some massive chicken wings too, Fitz. It was National Chicken Wing Day.
Okay.
So they had a special, man. It was like a pound. They were massive. They gave us a good like 10 wings for like $15. It was great.
I've got something good working for chicken wings in the next few weeks, like for a tailgate thing. So
excellent.
Yeah. You'll learn something too. So
Well, put this one on your list. Dengio's out here in Arlington Heights. They've got a damn good pizza puff, which I always order. Instead of the fries, I get the pizza puff and a gyro.
Why not both?
Yeah, you know, my doctor says, why any of them?
I don't know if Zim, do we have pizza puffs in Iowa? I haven't seen one.
I haven't found them on the western
I think
side
it
of
might
the
be
state.
just
No.
a Chicago thing.
It's very unique to Chicago.
Yeah,
I will say my mom's restaurant out in Denver sells pizza puffs. As far as I know, she is the only spot in Denver, like period, to get pizza puffs. So
Fitz, we got to invest the Fitz Pizza Puff place.
I gotta tell you though, a couple of weeks ago, the church I go to had like the fun fest, and they had all these things for kids to do and stuff. And
cool,
it's a massive park, and they had corn. They did a corn roast, and man, it was the best corn I ever had in my life. Man, it was so tender, so sweet, and they roasted it, and it was. But you could put liquid butter on it, and salt and seasoning. I never had better corn, man. It was like heaven.
Nothing beats church corn.
So good, man.
They know how to do corn out here.
It was amazing. It was the best. My kids had like 2 or 3 ears each.
You go to the highest point in the state of either Nebraska or Iowa, you look out in every direction and it's corn.
It's corn.
They better know how to prepare it correctly.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, really. Fitz, looking forward to your next week's review and your thoughts on the Bears roster, because next Wednesday we should get an idea of cuts and additions and maybe trades. Who knows? Maybe a trade.
You think this guy makes the roster, Fitz?
I hope so.
The Canadian Eagle.
Yeah, I think he should. I really do.
Yeah,
Carl, I don't think Carl is in the chat anymore, but he put on X an interesting thought. The Atlanta Falcons have lost their starting left tackle and their backup left tackle. Now, Carl suggested that maybe with Braxton playing so well, maybe his trade value increases dramatically. And who knows what we could get from a struggling team like Atlanta that needs a left tackle. Right. I would say it's a tough decision. What do you do? What if they are open to Karan Amagaji?
Surprise, they're not.
They are.
Did he play too poorly on Friday, according to some?
I don't even know if he makes the roster. It might be a practice squad.
No, he has to make the roster. Yeah, well, you're right. He could go through waivers, but third round pick, they're not going to give up on him.
The real decision that the Bears have to make, if you're talking about the Falcons needing a body, do we? Because I can't see the Bears. Can you see them re-signing Braxton Jones? He'd have to play lights out, like
right.
I mean, and it would be $20 million a year. And do I still have it? I don't know if I have it. I had the Bears have the fifth. They're like fifth, and they have the highest cap hit right now. They're like fifth.
Yeah, they have to cut salary. Right.
Yeah, they've spent almost to the top of where they are. The Bills are the most, and they're negative 600,000.
Right.
So, but they used to. The idea that the Bears have all the salary cap space, not anymore.
Not anymore. And then you've got a plan for Caleb's contract. If Caleb plays at a tier 1 quarterback, he could be the first $75 million a year quarterback.
$1 billion contract could be $1 billion. Yeah,
it could happen. It
or
could
Jaden
happen.
Daniels.
Yep. Fitz, I don't want to keep you. I know you got to go to work tomorrow, so I will say goodbye to you, and then the three of us, the rest of us, will close the show. Fitz, really, really enjoy you being on. Love your Bears takes and your food reviews.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. See you
Okay,
next week.
Thank you.
See you next week.
All
Bye.
right.
I got
That is Fitz.
a couple things. Aldo, don't know if you saw the cause of controversy on social media. It was the Vikings cheerleaders, the new male cheerleaders.
I didn't know there were two of them. I saw the video of, I think it was the person on the left.
Well, it's because one of them slays and the other one is just there.
Blaze.
I see.
I'm looking for the correct drop here, Aldo. If I can't find it.
What to say?
Are you looking for your gay water?
Yeah, you are so gay.
I think that's no longer on there. Yeah.
Bullshit.
Hey, take it easy, John.
Why are you gay? Why are you gay, John? But anyways, ever since the Vikings got this cheerleaders, they redesigned their uniforms, Aldo.
Oh, I like those for
What
them.
do you think?
Yeah, I think JJ looks great in purple.
Got no shot of getting back here.
I know you don't.
Thanks, Dan. Thank you. Thank you for giving us Ben Johnson.
What else you got, amigo?
Man, that's almost it, I think. Let's see.
While you're thinking about it, I want to ask Sim a question.
Yeah.
Sim, you work tomorrow?
I do.
Tomorrow night?
I should be off around 8.
So you go in the morning and get off at around 8 p.m.?
Correct.
That's fucked up, man. No, quit that job.
No comment.
All right. Don't quit it.
I'll say I just got some very great news from school today. As long as we're on the topic, I got some very great news from school today, so I can earn a degree so that eventually I don't have to work this job anymore. But
wow,
that's still some ways down the line.
Who did they trade? Who did the Vikings? You guys know this? Their D leader. Who is their D leader?
I had not.
Did
heard
they just
this.
make a move?
Dan Brown's on top of stuff. He's a writer over at.
I love Dan.
Draft Network. Jesus, Dan, I'm sorry. Put up there. Who are you writing with? I checked out your story today, but again, I have my excuse for everything. Every time I fuck up Dan Shorty's name or anything, every time I put it in the wrong hole, I tell my wife, I had a stroke recently.
Harrison Phillips traded to the Jets.
That joke fell flat. Harrison Smith.
He's 60. Harrison Phillips, defensive tackle.
There we go.
Oh, one of the big guys. That's
they
also game.
They also released somebody on their D line. They are freeing up salary for something. I wonder what they're gonna do because they are looking to free up some salary for something.
Mm-hmm.
Zach, not that Dan Brown, Zach.
By the way, Dan is over at NFL Draft Diamonds. I highly, highly encourage you to go over there. He's written tons of stuff about the Chicago Bears. Recently, he wrote about Tyson Bagent. Excellent article, and he's just
have Dan pop in the show sometime.
Yes, Dan. We're making a couple of changes here. Once we get into a routine here, we'd love to have you on, Dan, and talk about some of the stuff you've written and get your thoughts on the Chicago Bears. Absolutely. Good excuse. Yeah, I tell my wife all the time when I slip my penis into the wrong hole, I say, "Hey, I had a TIA. I forget stuff." She doesn't buy that though. She thinks I'm just.
The last thing I have, Aldo, is the injury bug is worrisome.
Okay, tell me why.
The running backs.
Okay.
The defensive backs, the defensive ends.
Well,
the
defensive
offensive
backs
linemen.
are making a comeback.
We just lost one though for the season.
All right,
we did just lose one,
but we lost a running back for the season too.
Who's that?
Deion Hankins.
You didn't lose anybody there.
Undrafted free agent. He was a power back that could have helped, but they were going to stash him in the practice squad anyway. Well, he's never going to help this season. All right, so
But Kyler Gordon and Zay Frazier both returned to practice today.
That's right. So Kyler will play week 1. There's no doubt about it. Zay Frazier, they're going to stash him somewhere. We won't see him.
He's going to get an injury.
But let's go back to the running back
Phantom
position.
injury.
Who's injured outside
Manangai didn't play.
He did not play. He
Were
hurt
they
himself.
stashing him? He's got a hamstring or something, I think, or soft tissue injury.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
That's
I
troublesome.
love the way Wheeler is playing. I think Wheeler can take up the slack behind DeAndre Swift.
I want to see Wheeler play against higher competition.
Yeah.
We saw the same thing last year. Where he looked good, but he's also playing against the guys finishing preseason games, right? Like that says everything we need to know. I need to see him play against higher levels of competition. Every year, I feel like we see a Bears running back play really well at the end of these games. You know, the first one that comes to my mind was Jordan Lynch. Where did he play? NIU? But he was a quarterback in college in the Illinois system somewhere, wound up coming to the Bears as a running back. And everybody thought he was this amazing player that was going to make the team because he had these really long, sweet runs. And then it was like, hey, the guys he's playing against are tax consultants, guys. Like,
what was that?
You got to keep it in mind.
Garrett Wolf, he was NIU. Was there another?
Garrett Wolf,
5'6".
Yeah, he was the little guy.
Darnell
Darnell
he played in
Autry.
the NFL.
Remember him? He was local school.
Northwestern.
I believe Garrett Wolf actually made the roster. Now that I think about it, it's burned into my brain. This play when Garrett Wolf was in the NFL, where a defensive end came unblocked, and it was his assignment to pick him up, and the end literally jumped over him and sacked the quarterback.
I think I remember that.
It's burned into my memory.
The shorty
I can't
says,
unsee it.
"Oh, come on, Zim. Wheeler got injured and could not keep progressing."
And I understand that, but he's still at the bottom of the depth chart right now with 6 guys ahead of him.
But that doesn't mean anything. What depth chart? What depth chart are you talking about? The Bears?
I'm talking.
Ben Johnson has said that doesn't mean anything.
You're
You're talking about our lads.
Wheeler's going to make the team.
The depth chart doesn't mean anything, but the order in which they appear in these preseason games, I think, does mean something. The fact that Swift hasn't appeared shows that, well, he's on the roster. He's their number 1 guy. The fact that Manangai appeared first in a couple of these games, last week, I believe he was the first guy out the gates, means they want to see something.
He's making the team.
He's making the team.
And Roshan Johnson, where is he? He's injured.
Roshan Johnson's been hurt the whole time. Right. Number 35. I don't recall. Is that
Deion Hankins? Yep.
35 was coming off the bench first. That means they liked him.
He played pretty good. Yeah.
He was the first guy off the bench.
He was 38. At least making the practice squad.
38 was the next guy off the bench.
Brown.
Britton Brown.
Yeah.
And then Ian Wheeler hit the field. I'm sorry. He's at the bottom of the depth chart. It's not that I don't like him. It's not that I'm not rooting for him. It's just I have to look at this objectively for a minute here. Take the Bears goggles off. Yeah. He's the last guy off the bench right now.
Yeah,
that means something.
I don't know.
It's a compelling argument, but I don't think that the idea of looking at this based on who has come off the bench first for playing time is the absolute, because I do think that these coaches and the head coach sit around and discuss their plan for allocating their player assets for week 1, week 2, week 3 of the preseason. And so it may have been because Ian Wheeler was coming off an injury last season and they wanted to wait as long as possible to get him the carries to see if he can earn the job, or who knows what else. I mean, you make total sense, Zim, in your argument, but we don't know for sure, right? And so
that's what it comes down to. We're not the coaches. We're not the guys making these decisions. And you know how I know? Because we're not the ones crying when guys get cut. So,
or make $10 million.
We're also not getting $10 million contract.
During the draft show, I wanted Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, who looks like he might end up being the Commander's starter.
That's right. Good. And I loved his performance.
He wants to be called Bill, yeah.
Oh, is that right? I didn't know that. In the East-West Shrine game, that player, that running back, had 2 touchdowns rushing and 1 receiving, if I remember correctly. And he immediately caught my eye. He was not drafted, and I was hoping the Bears would target him as an undrafted free agent. But
He was drafted in the 7th round by the
Oh,
Commanders. Yeah.
my bad. But yeah, he's a dynamite prospect, and somebody in dynasty leagues, he definitely should be on your roster, and maybe even consideration for a redraft league. Speaking of that, can we spend just a few minutes
a week from Saturday, Aldo? Is it
That's right.
A week from Saturday.
Can we spend a few minutes here talking fantasy football? And you guys in the chat, if you
I can't,
don't-
I'm sorry, Joe's not here.
You're attached to Joe Mandel, the fantasy football goon himself.
My radio
I
son.
want to do a little exercise as to where you would draft certain players. I saw this on NFL Network, so I'm stealing their idea. So let's say DeAndre Swift above the 11th round or below the 11th round.
For me, 7th round.
Yeah. That's exactly
Maybe
where my
6th.
brain immediately went. Like,
depending on how many teams are in your league.
the first 4 rounds are reserved for tight ends. So then after that, I need a quarterback and I need a wide receiver. So that's where I slot him in about.
Swift will have a good year. He'll make a great second running back or.
But
flex.
actually, though, no, he was on a few of my fantasy teams last year, and towards the end of the season, he really picked up some steam.
Interesting. All right, Roma Dunze, round 6, above or below?
Below. Immediately below for me.
I think
there's too many guys I like above him.
Yeah.
Especially at that position, because to me, he's like a tier 3 wide receiver right now.
Really?
Only because he doesn't have the history to back it up. Right? Your tier 1 wide receivers are going to go in the 1st and 2nd round. Your tier 2 wide receivers are going to go 3rd through 5th, maybe 3rd through 6th. Tier 3, well, he's not at the top of tier 3. So that to me puts him below round 6.
Now, Zach makes an interesting point. So all of this is PPR. So what do you agree, Tooch, with Zim that Rome Odunze would be below round 6?
Yeah, I mean, 7th. I mean, I could see it's hard because he's got competition for targets with a lot of players, like from Swift to Loveland to Komet to Luther Burden to DJ Moore. So there's other wide receivers in that area that have less competition for targets.
Let me present this thought to both of you guys. See if it sways you to change your mind. Roma Dunze and Caleb Williams, that's been the strongest connection in Bears camp. The absolute stronger. Above DJ and Caleb, above Luther, above Colston, above Cole, it's been Rome. And so with this offense, don't you think that he should be in consideration at least for the 6? Jeff doesn't agree. But
He could be the number 1 receiver on this team. Could be. But I mean, we haven't seen it yet, so you're kind of gambling or forecasting or projecting.
I think he's going to be the number 1 receiver.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned on Barfly Tailgate that I thought he has a good chance to be this team's number 1 receiver, which I think makes DJ Moore expendable once Luther Burden picks up the offense. It's
that's years down the line. We'll get there.
A couple years down the road.
No, to me, it's the fact that there's only one football to go around. All right, DeAndre Swift runs it better than Odunze. DJ Moore is a more explosive playmaker than Rome Odunze. Okay, Colson Loveland and Cole Kmet are bigger and more valuable in the red zone than Rome Odunze, right? Like Olamide Zaccheaus is faster than Rome Odunze. It's not that Odunze isn't. I'm speaking objectively on tape. I think Zaccheaus is about 2 steps faster. That's just my opinion.
2 steps. Okay.
I would say 2 steps faster. Yes. I think he could outrun Rome in a head-to-head race. My point being, it's not that Rome Odunze isn't a good value. It's just that in specific situations, he's not the best guy on the field right now. And he could become that guy during this season. But I'm not making my fantasy picks based on what I think a guy could be. I'm basing at least not at that point in the draft, not in the 6th round. In the 6th round, I'm still filling out my needed
starters.
weapons. Right. I'm at the 6th round. I'm probably drafting a quarterback, to be completely honest with you. That's where, in an ideal draft, that's where I'm drafting my quarterback. If I'm not drafting my quarterback, I'm trying to find either a starting tight end, I'm trying to find a true number 1 wide receiver, or I'm trying to find a running back too.
I have to say this. I am learning so much from Tooch's and Zim's draft strategy that I am going to kill in fantasy football league this year.
My draft strategy has been the same for 6 years. If you haven't figured it out by now, it's kind of on you.
Tight end. But I just learned that you're targeting a quarterback in the 6th round. Anyway,
I always have.
Swift is a good fantasy player on the Bears, and Caleb Williams, I think, could be a good fantasy player.
Okay, so let me ask you first, DJ Moore, 6th round, above or below? Because he's going to get all those running back carries.
I mean, look, I think you can get him in the 7th or 8th, maybe 9th round, but he probably will.
Yeah.
His value at the end of the season will be more like 6th round. So.
6th value, I think, is 6th round. I think is fair. I put him somewhere between 5 and 8.
Okay, DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about, DeAndre Swift.
Oh, I thought it was DJ Moore. I apologize.
Oh, DJ Moore? Okay. DJ is probably around the same spot, though, so yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, so it's 2 6th rounders there. And what about Caleb?
Caleb you can get much later, so, I mean, he's like double-digit rounds right now.
8th at the absolute highest. Like, that is ceiling.
Yeah.
I think you're actually
9th,
targeting
10th,
him 11th or 12th. Yeah.
But let me ask you this, Zim. One of the secret weapons I think that Caleb is going to present for fantasy owners, and Ben Johnson whispered this to reporters, is that he's asking for Caleb to run more when the opportunity presents itself. And so I'm not saying he's going to have Justin Fields kind of numbers in terms of rushing stats. That's not going to happen. But he is going to be one of those dual, I believe that there's a chance that he will be one of those dual fantasy quarterbacks that's going to get you points rushing and passing. What do you guys think?
The thing is with that, it's only going to come in red zone situations.
Okay.
He's not, like a Justin Fields in that he's going to break like a 60-yard touchdown run, right? That's what made Justin so explosive for like the year and a half that he was a legitimate fantasy quarterback. Is he could rip one off at any time. Caleb
50
Williams,
yards to the house.
Exactly. He was my quarterback that season because nobody else wanted him. And I was like, well, screw it. He keeps putting up 25 points a week. Caleb Williams, to this point in his NFL career, has 0 rushing touchdowns. That is notable only in the sense of it's 0. We don't really know what he can do. He had
we
one
didn't
last
run him
season,
on the goal line, though.
He had one last season that was called back due to penalty. That's it. That's it. And it was a broken play. It was a scramble. So we don't, like you say, we don't know what he has there. We don't really know. While it would be nice to be able to add that to his repertoire, it's the same thing I was just talking about with Roma Dunze. He's not your best weapon at the goal line. So why would you count on him to be your best weapon at the goal line? If I'm counting on a quarterback for rushing, I'm taking Jaden Daniels, I'm taking Jalen Hurts, I'm taking Pat Mahomes, I'm taking Kyler Gordon. I mean, these are 4 guys without even thinking. Josh Allen, there you go. Let's round out the top 5. Just without thinking. Those are 5 guys I would take ahead of Caleb Williams.
You said Kyler Gordon. You didn't mean Kyler Gordon. You meant Kyler Murray. Right?
Kyler Murray. Excuse me. Yes.
No problem.
Sorry. Shorter guys with afros,
Oh, okay. No, I think Kyler Murray is not a quarterback that I would want on my team, but fantasy team, yeah, absolutely.
Right. In that situation, I would probably take him above Caleb Williams. Like, it's more looking. And this is a fantasy strategy that I've preached for years. It's more looking at your knowns over your unknowns.
Yes.
You've got to look at the history of these players. When Lamar Jackson falls to you in the 4th round, you don't pass it up. It's just like, all right, this is too obvious. I have to take it. And it's that same sort of logic with Caleb Williams at this point where it's like, at what point does it become so obvious you can't pass on him? And that's where I'm like, 11th, 12th round is kind of where you're finally like, all right, I need a backup quarterback. I have my starting roster set. This guy offers some upside. I'm probably going to grab him.
Yeah. Here's how I look at it. It's like Zim said, you're probably drafting Caleb as a backup, then you're happy with him if he explodes into a top 10 quarterback. So as far as the rushing, when Ben Johnson says, want him to run a little bit more, I kind of liken it to the way that they use Patrick Mahomes to run a little bit. Patrick Mahomes will get these like little 5, 10, 15 yard, just like when he can't find somebody open, he'll just take off, and that's kind of how I liken. This is why I kind of comp Caleb a little bit to Mahomes, with his game. He has escapability in the pocket. He's got a big arm, and he makes those little 10, 15-yard back-breaking runs, that move the chains. So
it's a lot like Russell Wilson in his Seattle days.
Yep. Russell did that stuff too. Yep. Yeah, Lamar Jackson and Justin Fields are different types of animals. They're more running than passing. Although, Lamar Jackson had a great year passing the ball last year.
Sure did.
Probably should have won MVP.
D. Starren says that Goff had 35 rushes in 2024, which is why he's drafting him in round 5.
Completely irrelevant to me. Completely irrelevant. Goff is not that kind of player. That's not his game.
But you know that in this last game, one thing I noticed is that Caleb was getting the ball out, under 3 seconds, 2.5 seconds, which is what he's got to be, it's in this offense, and he threw to spots. That was really hard for a lot of Bears quarterbacks. I think Jay Cutler had a real hard time. Like Mike Martz wanted him to throw to the spot, before the receiver is even out of his break. It's a timing based offense. So last year, I think Caleb averaged 3.2 seconds to get the ball out. In this game, he was around 2.5. So that's good to see, that the offense is going, from the Dolphins games to the Bills game, man, it was like night and day as far as like coordinated offense and coordinated defense.
Hey guys, let me ask you a question. Tomorrow night, Thursday night, at I think 8 p.m. Central, Zim, you'll be getting off at work, right? Around that time. Yeah. And Tooch, you'll be home by then. What are you guys going to do? What are you guys going to watch? Got any plans?
Well, I don't know how much I'll be seeing after my eye surgery tomorrow, but I'll have an eye patch on one eye probably. But,
send me a picture of that,
I don't
please.
know. I've been watching Nautilus. I finally, for whatever reason, Apple TV didn't have all the episodes of season 1. Remember I said, I went from episode 1 and 2, my wife, and then all of a sudden, like watching this episode, it was episode 5. We thought it was 3. It's like being in a Monty Python movie. 1, 2, 5. But I missed the so I had to go back and now I was like, oh, Apple TV's got them all, So I went back, watched 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I'm on 7 or 8 now. But enjoy the Nautilus. It's really good. If you like the Jules Verne novels, 23,000 Leagues Under the Sea. It's like the origin story of Nemo and the Nautilus. It's freaking
I got to check that out. See, but you got the wrong answer, Tooch. The right answer, of course, is that at 8 p.m. Central, you should be watching
Why?
BCP.
They've never had me on again.
Tooch is a BCP.
Wait, Shorty's got a show?
If you can't watch it live, watch it on.
I've been trying to wrangle fucking Foster to he's sending me his payment for the league fee for fantasy by carrier pigeon. Aldo.
Oh, geez.
I'm like, I've been asking him for 2 years. Don't you have fucking Venmo or Cash App, bro?
Foster?
He's like, no, I'm gonna mail you a check, bro.
Yeah. Foster. Yeah. He's probably still trying to scrounge quarters out of the couch.
I gotta send you money for the fantasy league too, or is it Joe?
Joe Mandel will do the barroom, but we've got to tell viewers on Saturday night you have to watch the barroom draft show a week from Saturday.
A week from Saturday.
That is the most fun show we do all year, man. It's the barroom draft show. All the shit talk, all the smack talking.
Yes. If you think I'm crude on this show, you should watch me on fantasy football draft for the Barroom Network League. because I am beyond crude. I get personal.
There's I have a guillotine league that I commissioned, Dan, and Foster slept through the draft last year.
I remember him
missed
telling
the
me
entire. He made it all the way to the playoffs, like championship week.
Amazing. See how that happens?
I was like, oh my god, his team was terrible, in the beginning. Then he I don't know, he just got, he just made it all the way, man. I think it was the Final Four.
That's funny.
It's like I had this awesome team. I had one bag weed. I got chopped.
All right, real quick, guys. Anything that you've heard music-wise, anything on TV that you want to promote? Let's stay away from the negative. Anything positive that you want to share with our people?
Did I tell you I saw this new Superman movie? I saw that.
No, tell us.
Okay. So I saw the new Superman movie. I thought it was pretty good, man. It's like different. It's like it's almost a comedy. It's a James Gunn film, so it's kind of in the spirit of Guardians of the Galaxy. I thought it was pretty darn good, man. It was really good. Enjoyed. Special effects are fantastic. It's like Nautilus. The special effects are fantastic too for
I gotta check that out.
TV show, man. The sets, the special effects, everything very well done. It's got a great cast, British for Nautilus, and then enjoyed the Superman stuff. It had Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane, Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. I forgot who else is in it. There's a bunch of people. There's Bradley Cooper uncredited.
Really?
Yeah. That was great. It was fun, man. It was a good movie. I didn't think I was like, I don't really want to watch it. I was like, just get me and the kids and the wife, and they all went. But everybody enjoyed it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if the family wants to watch it, that's better than
there wasn't anything objectionable really for kids. Yeah. For kids, it wasn't. The kids could watch it. There wasn't anything objectionable.
Good. Zim, what do you got? You seen anything that or heard anything that you want to share?
Not a whole lot lately. Recently, it was brought to my wife's attention that I had not seen Blue Mountain State. So she suggested that we start watching that show for the first time. So I think we're going to begin watching that program, but that's about it. We've been trying to watch White Lotus. We're a couple episodes in. It's just like
season one?
Yeah. Okay. It's just like finding the time to sit down with it, Yeah.
Is it good though?
We're like 2-3 episodes in.
Not
it's
sure.
enjoyable, but it's not giving me that reason to keep coming back and keep watching. There's nothing really hooking and intriguing me right now, which is why I'm like, Blue Mountain State seems fine if you want to start watching that instead.
Oh yeah, Alien Earth. We talked about that last week.
I have. It's on Apple. You said right or
FX, which is part of Hulu. Yeah.
I talked.
It's fantastic.
To my wife about
There's only 2 episodes out though. Okay. No, three now. 3 came out yesterday.
All right. So I talked to my wife about it. So we're going to probably start it this weekend or very, very soon. So
in space, no one can hear you scream, Aldo.
Oh, that's one of the best top 5 tagline there. Like the Bears defense is going to be top 5.
Yeah.
That's one of the best taglines
in the NFC history. North. No one can hear you scream.
Yes. I love that. By the way, I'm working on a video with a new phrase that I think could catch on and go viral. But I'm not going to reveal it today. And I'm not going to reveal who our new contributor to the bar room is going to be. You're just going to have to see for yourself. I saw a few guesses. No one got it right. But next Wednesday, a half hour before our usual starting time, he and I are going to talk Bears. It's going to be a great way to introduce him. And then he will be a regular contributor to the show. So the show is growing, and we want it to be diverse with opinions and thoughts. And we want it to have music and laughs and movie talk and stuff, but always number one topic is the Chicago Bears. Guys, real quick, what I saw that I want to recommend is the Yogurt Shop Murders on HBO. If you like those crime documentaries, this was a crime that was done. I forgot what state it was, but it was somewhere in the Midwest, and 4 girls were brutally murdered at a yogurt shop. The place had closed, and somebody
It's like
broke
the Brown's chicken murders.
very, very, very much. Except that this case to this day has still not been solved, and people have been arrested and on appeal released. It's just a very, very
Took them a
intriguing.
long time to solve
Yeah.
that Brown's chicken.
I believe I know of the crime. I have not seen this
I thought you said you were
story
going to
yet.
say you believe you know who did it.
No. I believe
That's what
I've
we
heard
do
this
here.
story.
Zim solves crimes.
Yes,
Man.
we're going to do that on Bear Their Souls too. That's cool. So you remember it, Sim?
I believe I know the story. If it's the one I'm thinking of, I could be wrong on it, but I believe I know the one, and I would be very interested to watch something about it.
Yeah. Is anyone, Zach is asking about Dan Bernstein, is anyone going to listen to his new podcast,
No.
which I think is called Perverse, or I forgot what the title is. Nobody here?
Unfiltered with Dan Bernstein. Which, what the fuck? They spent like 8 seconds coming up with the title.
Yeah, Unfiltered is not a very original title. I suggested, because I know he's going to swear on the podcast, so I suggested it should be Unfiltered Profanity with Dan Bernstein. I think that's a better title.
It should just be called the Dan fucking Bernstein Show.
Yeah.
All the
No,
day.
how about this? The Dan is an asshole show. That would attract his followers and his detractors.
That's true.
All right, I wanted to share one other thing that I saw, but now I've drawn a blank on what it was. What the fuck was it? It was
Yogurt murders, though.
I got it right. Yeah, Yogurt Shop Murders is definitely, if you like those crime dramas.
Yeah.
Here's the interesting thing about this. And a lot of documentary filmmakers are really cashing in on people that shot a lot of video on crimes or celebrities or what have you years ago and have never shared that footage with anybody else. The Yogurt Shop Murders, somebody wanted to do a documentary about it, and about 10 years ago they shot hundreds of hours of interviews with cops, with family members and stuff. And so these new people from HBO said, you got all that? We're going to buy it off of you and create an updated story on that. And it's really very well produced.
There was a Brown's Chicken Murders, too, documentary, too, isn't there? Or not?
I don't know about that. Is that right?
I mean, although you and I were, I think I was in high school, the Brown, maybe a little bit after, but man, that really shook. I mean, I was in Palatine, it's not far from where you live now.
Exactly.
And, the stuff that those two guys went through to get away with murder.
Yeah.
And just a few things that they nobody else knew, that the police had never released to the press, that gave themselves away. That was fascinating. Somebody should, if they haven't done a documentary, somebody should do one. But
absolutely,
man, I remember that case. I was like, wow.
Yeah,
there wasn't really a lot of like crime in the suburbs back then.
Yeah. WTTW, they do something called Chicago Stories, and they pick excellent topics. That is one of the topics that they have done. So if you're a subscriber to Channel 11, you got
Zim doesn't know the story, but the two killers were just. I think one of them used to work at the restaurant, and they went there, so the workers who were there knew them, and they had eaten there, and then they just marched everybody into the back and put them in the cooler and shot them. Then they walked through their tracks backwards in the snow. They didn't leave any prints or anything. And one crime gal who came, a young gal, police forensics gal, she saved a meal that was in the trash, thinking that one day they would have DNA testing. Wow. And that's how they caught him. And when they shot one of the kids, a young busboy, he vomited after being shot. And nobody knew that, but there was the girlfriend of one of the killers. She was like, couldn't hold the secret any longer. She went to the police, and that's how they knew.
Wow.
And those two guys are still in jail.
Yeah. Guys, have either one of you had a dream or you murdered someone and in the dream you're trying to get away with the murder, because I've had a recurring dream where murdered someone, and then a year or two later, I have like a continuation of the dream. Really freaking bizarre. And I think that was implanted when I was like 4 or 5 years old. My uncle, one day he was like 8 years older than me. He comes to me and he says, "I saw what you did." What are you talking about? "I saw that you killed that guy and threw him in the garbage can." And then he walked away. And I'm like, did I kill somebody and throw him in a garbage can? And I think that implanted this thing in my subconscious, which is why I've had this dream. And so I have a dream like, yesterday, and I'm still hiding it from people that I murdered this person and threw him in a garbage can. That's my life.
No,
anyway.
not about murdering anybody. I will say, I do have this recurring dream that I've slept with somebody and they come up to me and they say it was amazing. And I say, I don't remember you.
I'm
like, how horrifying it would be.
Now, describe these women that come up to you. What do they look like?
I can't remember.
It's hard to remember dreams a lot, but I mean, they say
I'll tell you, they all look identical to my wife. All right.
And she's still watching.
So, Tooch, what's the weirdest dream that you've ever had, and you felt like
I used to have a dream. I used to have a dream log, and I can't remember. But,
wow, that's a great idea.
I don't know where they are, but I haven't remembered my dreams in a while.
Mm-hmm. Anybody in the chat?
I forget them right after I wake up. It's like vanish like smoke.
I hate that feeling. Once in a while, I remember a dream for years, but for 99% of my dreams, gone.
Very recently, and I don't know why it stuck with me, but I had this dream, and I do, to some extent, believe in dream meanings and all this. So just to preface this, but for whatever reason, I had a dream that I was taking the trash out, and I went to take the trash out, and there was a mouse in the bottom of the trash can, and I turned it over and let the mouse out, and then lit a fire in the bottom of the trash can. And it's like, that was a weird thing to do. Why did I have that dream? So I woke up the next morning and I looked up, what is the meaning of a mouse in your dreams?
Yeah.
And, one of the first things I clicked on, was just like, if you see the mouse in your dreams, consider yourself lucky. It's the fact that you're finally capturing something that's been fleeting from you for a long time. And I'm like, but I let it go. And it's like, no, but the fire behind it is the desire within you to continue pursuing it.
That makes sense.
And it's like, if, you've grabbed your life and you're taking hold of it, and I was like, you know what? I'm not reading anything else. I'm taking this as a sign. I'm just going to go along with it, because that's the motivation I need today.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was about 3-4 weeks ago now. And I don't know why it stuck with me so much, but obviously it has, even to this point. And I've decided, you know what? I'm taking life and I'm grabbing it and I'm doing my thing with it. So,
have you guys, any of you guys, recently had a sex dream?
No, I always have a dream where I've got to take a test on a day. I'm unprepared. I'm unprepared for the test, and I'm like, oh shit, I have a test today. I got to study.
I have dreams.
Everybody
I
probably
got to class all
Yeah,
semester. I get my grades, and it's a F.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. That's for geography? I had a geography class?
That's right, Cliff. That's what we do here, bro.
That's right.
Cliff, I want to preface, I am not a dream interpretation expert. This is like the third Google result that it showed me, and I just went with it, all right?
I am telling you, Bear Their Souls, we're expanding. I have been talking to a tap dancer that I'm booking for a future episode who's going to tap dance on our show. I just made that up, by the way. I'm not really going to have a tap dance, but we're going to have all sorts of fun throughout the season. But of course, like I said,
tap dancers.
No. Hey, more power to them. But
I hope the honey bears better not come back like that, Aldo.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? I stand by it. One of those boys can slay, and the other one's a DEI hire. All right.
Can you imagine? Like, Virginia didn't want cheerleaders. George, her dad, would have been appalled at the sight of two gay guys wearing cheerleader outfits for the Chicago Bears.
Now,
So
didn't the Bulls have a whole team of like fat white guys that did a bunch of acrobatics
Bulls?
at halftime? Yeah, the Chicago Bulls.
I don't remember that. No,
I swear to God they did.
The 85
Excuse
Bears
me.
had the refrigerettes. Remember those ladies? They were husky ladies. Mr. Shorty says that he has recently had a sex dream with my wife, and just as I was about to stick it in, I woke up. Jesus, it's the story of my life. Do we get honey bears now that Virginia has passed? That is a great question. What do you guys think?
Man, I think like George McCaskey, if Virginia didn't want it, he's not going to do it. You know?
George, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when I was at Bears camp with Greg Gabriel last Friday, we ran into George, and Greg went over and said hi, and George looked at him and didn't recognize him at first, and he said, Greg Gabriel. He goes, Greg, how are you doing? And they shook hands and stuff, and then I shook hands with George, and I said, congratulations, and he looked at me like, what are you congratulating me on? And I said, congratulations on getting the team right and in the right direction. And then he looked at Greg and he says, we finally have an offensive line. And that was cool that, you know, he acknowledged the fact that that's important. And hopefully, you know, I mean, I wish he would have made more of a point of that years earlier.
You didn't mention this guy, Aldo?
He didn't mention that guy.
What?
No. Here's my hero.
Saint Ben.
We should have like a Ben Johnson puppet on the show. You know, we need some type of Ben Johnson representation.
Man, I think I might do a Ben Johnson shrine altar. Like my wife has an altar, whatever. You know, she in our living room, she's got like an altar. You know, like she's got some candles and pictures of her deceased relatives.
Oh wow!
You know, and
cool.
like a Jesus candle and stuff.
It's a very Catholic thing, right?
Yep. Yeah. So maybe we could do a Ben Johnson altar.
I like that idea. Jeff Willis says that his brother Tim has only been laid 4 times and they've all resulted in pregnancies.
Look, as far as the cheerleader thing goes, all I got to say is I'm too busy watching the men on the field to worry about the cheerleaders on the sidelines. Like, I don't know about you guys, but something about these large men getting very angry with one another and hugging each other all the way to the ground and really just letting their aggression out on one another just completely distracts me from the women on the sidelines.
Now, see, I totally disagree. First of all, that's going to distract you. That's not going to distract you. First of all, when you're at the game, there's these 7, 8, 10-minute breaks. And the players are just out there in the huddle or standing around waiting for the commercials to end. What am I going to do? Watch those guys just sitting around waiting for the referee to say, okay, play's back in action? No, I want to see the cheerleaders dancing. And here's Bare Their Souls. The show is called Bare Their Souls because we reveal stuff about us that we normally wouldn't. On more than one occasion, I've watched the Bears game and I have DVR, so I'm able to live rewind. I have rewound it back to take a look at the cheerleader shot, you know, and freeze frame the one that I like. That's the one that I like.
So I had the opportunity to go to a Chicago Bears versus Denver Broncos games in Denver, and the Denver Broncos still have cheerleaders.
Oh,
and
beautiful.
I was second row. And I don't know if they just stuck me in the ugly corner or what, but every time those girls would go out there, I was just like, this is what the Broncos, this is what y'all got? Really?
I have to admit that I once went to all of the teams that have cheerleaders to the website where they have that page where they have photographs of the cheerleaders. And there were some teams that I said to myself, maybe having cheerleaders in Chicago isn't such a good idea.
Anyway. It's funny too, because before we went there, I said, I told my wife, I said, look, we're going to a much more populated place than we normally go to. You got to be prepared for a lot more fucking ugly people. And I don't mean just like ugly in the sense of like, oh, I mean ugly in the sense of like you double take it, then they're so fucking. And you got to prepare for a lot more fat people. But there comes the other side. There's a lot more gorgeous people. All right. Yes. We're going to go to the beach. I said, Brittany, we're going to go to the beach. All right. You got to be prepared. There's going to be some people you want to stare at for all the right reasons and for all the wrong reasons. All right. Don't do it.
Yeah, be careful, especially in Chicago. D. Stern says it's fun rating the cheerleaders. Yeah, it definitely is fun. I don't want to dehumanize anybody, but cheerleaders are fun. You know, the women get to watch the football players with their big bubble butts and stuff.
Mhm.
Can I watch, at least for a few seconds, some sexy cheerleaders doing some high kicks?
And at the end of the day, like my honest opinion on this whole cheerleader conversation with the male cheerleaders and whatnot. Look, I have never had an issue with male cheerleaders personally, because I think that they serve a role on the team, especially when it comes to certain acrobatics,
I agree.
certain stunts, certain formations they're pulling off. You can't do it without the mix of genders happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I kind of look at this and I'm like, these are not what I envision as male cheerleaders. These are flamboyant men wanting to flaunt their stuff out on the field. And I'm sorry, I just don't see in the NFL who that target demographic is for that.
Yeah.
You know, and I hate to come off as anything less than a politically correct millennial, left wing or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But my point being is that in this modern and accepting world, maybe we need to accept that there's certain roles for certain people. And these guys should probably be the kind of guys, if we're going for male cheerleaders, that throw women 15 feet up in the air and catch them, and not just more women.
I have no argument with that. I think, you know,
I might have put a target on my back with that one. But at the same time, I think that what these guys are doing is a genuine discredit to male cheerleaders. I really think it is, because male cheerleaders have a place and a position on these teams and organizations and competitions, and these guys are kind of making a circus out of it.
Here's something that I want to ask you guys. There was a plan for the Las Vegas Raiders when the Raiders moved to the new stadium in Las Vegas. They were offering to season ticket holders. If you buy a season ticket holder, you can get lap dances from some of the cheerleaders. Do you think that was a good idea?
No.
Why?
In theory, it sounded good.
There's just like an adult section, you know, and you're a season ticket holder, and there you can get lap dances and drinks brought to you and so forth, almost like a titty bar at the football game. What do you think?
Again, time and a place, certain demographics. I like the idea.
There's red velvet curtains.
There's a reason I wanted to bring my wife on the show and talk about training camp and things, and it's because the lens that I personally view these things through is a shared experience. To me, that is not a shared experience. That's a private experience. I like to have the private experiences be private and the shared experiences be shared, and very distinct lines drawn between them.
There's your lovely wife. And your kids are hiding in shame. They can't believe.
How old are the boys now?
4 and 11.
4 and 11. Okay.
Both your sons are saying, "Daddy, why are you on this show?"
No, they're both staring at their telephones. Right?
Oh, is that what it is?
It's just out of frame, so it looks kind of cute.
Yeah, that is pretty awesome. I thought they were just hiding their faces away from Jeffrey Epstein or somebody.
Well,
like
the
that.
fact that I made them into Bears and Sox fans is enough to hide your face and shit.
Yeah,
right?
really, yeah.
Not anymore for Bears fans. We're
That's
we're rising. The star is rising.
That's right. Do you think that the Zim is the big Sox fan here? Do you think that the Sox have a chance to rebound here in a year or two? Because they have played pretty well over the last
This
8 weeks.
year, no. That window closed shortly after the All-Star break.
Right.
When it showed that it was just kind of a hot streak and
I
like a
see.
real turning of the corner.
Mhm.
But next year, I think they're not a last place team anymore next year.
Bullshit!
The first 2 weeks of the year, the White Sox had like the best record in baseball, I think, after the
Yeah.
All-Star break.
Oh, really?
For like
yeah.
2 weeks,
Coming out of
first
the
2 weeks
All-Star
after the
break,
All-Star
they
break.
were hot.
Yeah.
They were hot. they actually set some records, like some things that had never been done in oh my God, I'm
MLB.
mixing my sports up. I need to slow down a sec here. They had done some stuff that had never been done in MLB history coming out of the All-Star break. Like they were just that hot. They're a good young team. Again, I think that they won't be a last place team anymore next year. I still think that they are quite a ways away from being a true contender, though.
Tooch, if we went to a Bears game and I bought you a lap dance from a male cheerleader, would you accept it?
Probably not.
Would you reconsider if I begged you?
The Bears are getting their lap dancers and cheerleaders from the Admiral Theater, Aldo.
Oh, I've been there a couple
back
times.
in the day.
I've been there a couple times. The place that I miss is Heavenly Bodies, which was in Elk Grove
Village.
I mean, that place would have made a mint if the Arlington Park football stadium would have been. Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
I mean, strippers from around the country would have flown to Elk Grove to be a part of this.
Yeah.
I know that because when I would go to Vegas like 2 or 3 times a year when I had my corporate job, and there were times where the strippers would tell me, "Yeah, I live in Miami. I came in because there's this convention going on." Yeah, and I'm part of that convention. That's why you're giving me a lap dance. That's why I'm here. And so, I could see the same thing happening, but now there's not.
Is it not their Heavenly Bodies
No,
anymore?
they closed down right after the pandemic or during the pandemic, I believe.
You know who would have gotten some freebies at Heavenly Bodies? This guy, the mayor of Arlington Park.
I would have
a free lap dancer too.
I would have been buying lap dances for everyone. Hey, Dan says, I knew a guy that was a bouncer at the Admiral. He had amazing pictures. Wow. I wonder if that guy is the guy that kicked me out of the Admiral back 50 years ago. You're not supposed to put your hands there. Out!
He's got a picture of a boot print on Aldo's ass.
Okay, Mr. Shorty is saying, "Oh, okay, you fuckers, I'm giving up. I got to switch to primitive hut building videos so I can drop the phone on my face and pass out. Great show, Aldo, Gandaria, Tooch, Zim, and the chat. And don't forget Fitz. I think this is a good place to pull the plug. 3.5 hours. You guys have to go to work tomorrow. I get to sleep in. You don't?
I'm going to get my left eye
Oh, that's
done.
right. But you're supposed to be fasting and get up early, right?
I mean, I had a little snack before I went on the air, so I'm good.
Okay. Well, good luck.
I'll eat after the operation.
Yeah.
I fasted for a lot longer last time because I was in the afternoon, and like I came out of it, and they go sit down here in the recovery room. Like, do you want something to drink? What do you want? It's like a Diet Coke and some graham crackers. It was the best Diet Coke and graham crackers I had ever had in my life.
I bet.
You know?
Like, can we get you something to snack on? You're like, fuck yeah, why isn't it in front of me already? You know how long I've been fasting. Get it in here. Look at me and look at those snacks.
Tooch, seriously, good luck with that operation. Hope everything goes well. Let me know via
it's
chat.
unpleasant, but it's got to be done.
Right. And then on Friday, you're supposed to do weekend sports betting tips and the Willis Twin Towers
I
show.
know.
But it's the Packers and Chiefs, so you guys might want to rethink that. Let me know what's going
Packers
on.
and Chiefs? What about the Bears and Chiefs?
Excuse me, the Bears and Chiefs is what I meant. Why did I say Packers? So I was looking at Brewhaw's name, and all of a sudden Packers popped into my mind. The great show,
maybe
guys.
the Willis guys will cancel, and I'll do next Friday with them. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can do Saturday, too, with them if they want to do Saturday.
Yeah, there you go. I'll reach out to them. I think both of them are off line right now.
They probably want to watch the game, too.
I would think. Yeah. I would think, especially that first half when the starters are playing.
Yeah, Sean and Anthony will have some free plays for College Week 0, and I think Sean's got some NFL plays, too, for Week 1.
Jeff just said we'll figure it out, Tooch. So you guys figure it out.
I have to work Friday, so, I mean, I can't get out of it because there's too many other people.
You work during the day and then do the weekend sports betting tips.
Weekend
and then we'll
sports
see.
betting tips. Yep.
Yeah.
And,
Tim passed out a long time ago. He's out in Indiana. Most people in Indiana pass out at around 9:30.
He was
right?
working building the Bears' new stadium there all day long.
That's right.
Right. Northwest Indiana.
Zim, please tell your wife thanks very much and for putting up with our tomfoolery and the stupid questions from Aldo and stuff.
Of course.
And
She had a
thank you
great time.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. And Tooch, I love you. Great Bear state of affairs. And Aldo, man, you're the best looking guy of the bunch.
Yeah, we'll be talking about this guy next week, Aldo.
That's right. So for Tooch, for Zim, and for Fitz, thank you all for watching. And thank you, Mr. Shorty, for the $10 donation to the bar room. We'll see you all next week at 8:30 Central.